Welcome to Something Artsy. I'm Sandy Reinke, your host. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. Now I would like to welcome our first guest, Miss Amy Johnson
Hello.
from the Brown County Historical Society.
Hello.
Hi,
Thank you for
how are you
having me
doing?
today.
Thank you for coming. So I got this agenda and it has lots and lots and lots of stuff. So I'm just gonna say, let's get at it.
All right, let's see. So we are kicking off the season of Lunch and a Bite, well, today at our filming, but for the viewers, what you will have to look forward to is going to be our Lunch and a Bite program. Will be Thursday, June 12th, the next one. That will be in the annex and it is free. We are going to be talking with Jason Seidel about the history of the Brown County Sheriff's Office. So get Lunch and a Bite. I should probably explain what this actually is. So what it is it's a program. It takes place pretty much May through October. We aim to have 5 programs once a month. It's a Thursday. It kind of jumps around which Thursday it is.
Okay.
Takes place at noon. There is no lunch and free lunch or anything involved. It happens over the lunch hour. Hence the name. You're welcome to bring your lunch if you're on your lunch hour. So that is happening. We've got 5 or 6 programs, so I'm pretty happy with that. The next one after the June 12th program will be called A Beard, a Bar, and Some Drugs Store by Dan Backer. So it's going to be talking a little bit about Backer's, some history of the Backer's drugstore and bar and this beard that's in the Smithsonian. I don't know, you'll have to come to find out more information on that one. So, but these programs are free, but due to capacity, we do ask for people to make reservations.
Perfect.
So that the annex can only hold so many people.
That's right.
So that's what's happening with that. So Lunch and a Bite of History.
And I'm
it's
assuming
it's
you'll
happening.
go back and give them a phone number and it's a place they can call
Yep.
to make that reservation?
Yeah, you can call us at the museum at 507-233-2616. 507-233-2616.
Very
Yep.
good,
And
very good.
they'll put your name down on the list and we'll see you at Lunch and Bite of History.
Sounds simple enough to me.
Yeah.
And exciting.
And the really great thing about this, for those of you who are unable to attend any of these programs and you find them, they kind of sound interesting, is thank you so much to New Cat. When they're available, they do come over and they record these programs. We then have them available on our website and on our YouTube page, and I think there's other links available for them as well. So if you go to our website, you can actually go to the list of all the ones that have happened in the past
Okay,
too. So
perfect.
it's great.
It's a
Great
great
partnership. Thanks, New Cat. All
You're
right.
the best.
So that's what's happening with that. And then the season is just getting busier and busier. At this time of filming, the Kiesling House will be open. So the Kiesling House is opening. And that's open on Fridays and Saturdays from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's open Memorial Day through Labor Day. So that is $3 per person. BCHS members are free, and 4 and under are free. We're going to have some programming on some of these days too over there. So upcoming programs, and these programs are just kind of drop-in programs. We'll have a presenter there that will talk to you about various topics. So Saturday on June 7th from noon to 3, Kathleen Backer will be there, and she'll be demonstrating making butter.
That
So
would
just
be
come
Mayor.
That would be Mayor. The Mayor is going to make some butter, so
Very cool.
come up, check it out. She'll probably have you shaking some jars or something.
Yeah.
And
she's
then
amazing.
on Saturday, June 28th, from noon to 3, Joanne Huss is going to be demonstrating the spinning wheel. And she
Oh.
might even let you try it.
Wow.
So stop in, say hi to Joanne, and check out the spinning wheel. So that's what's happening. The Kiesling House, thanks to the New Ulm Area Foundation, got new signage last year. So you got to check out the new signage as well. It's beautiful in there. It's got a new paint job. It's got blinds now to protect the signage.
Yes.
So it looks great in
Wonderful.
there. And we have a volunteer gardener that has been doing some fantastic work. So you have to check out the patch out in front of the house as well.
Sounds
So
like it's
it's happening. The Kiesling
Very
House is
cool.
happening.
Yes.
Stop on by. So that's going on. And then the popcorn wagon, of course. That we have 10 dates on our permit that we are going to be out and about. We try to pair that with other things that are happening in the community. So the dates that will be upcoming at this time of filming will be Monday, June 9th. And that one is because that's also the kickoff for the Summer Reads program here at the library. So we kind of like to partner. So Monday is kind of an offshoot, but that's for that event. And then on Saturday, the June 28th, I don't think there's really anything going on, but that's the day that we're open.
Spinning.
Spinning! You can have popcorn and then check out spinning.
Absolutely.
Thank you for making that connection. Fantastic.
You bet.
Let's see. So anyways, Popcorn Wagon generally operates out in front of the annex from 10 to 5. So that's the programming piece.
Wow. Lots going on.
Yes.
Just like you promised.
Just like I promised. We do have little four squares, I call them. It's like little 4x4 schedules of what the Popcorn Wagon and when it's operating. It's a museum, so if you stop in the museum, pick one of those up.
And we still have our popcorn mascot
Poppy,
running around.
Poppy will be back.
Poppy.
Yep,
Okay.
for sure.
Yep. Love that.
Thanks, volunteers. You're the best. Speaking of volunteers.
Speaking of volunteers, sounds like we've
like
got
that
some
one?
opportunities.
That was a good
Wonderful segue. Love it.
All right, so volunteers. We are still looking for volunteers at the front desk, always. So if you like to just sit in the museum atmosphere, the shifts are usually from 10 to 1 and 1 to 4. You only have to do 2 a month and just soak up some museumness.
Yeah.
So that's an opportunity. The Kiesling House does need a host or a docent on some Saturdays. So if you want to sit and see what's happening presentation-wise, or visit, just welcome the people. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. Maybe talk a little bit about the Kiesling House. We will go through information with you, so you don't have to be a Kiesling expert by any means. You can just welcome
become
people.
One.
You would definitely soak up some
Great
of
knowledge.
that there.
Yes.
So there's that. I'll also program meet and greets. So when you go to like lunch and a bite, we usually have volunteers who will like check you in after you've made your reservations and just thanks so much for coming. We appreciate you being here, that sort of thing. And then tour guides. It's tour season as well.
It is.
So we've got a couple different tour guides that walk you through the first, if arranged, we'll walk you through the first floor and kind of talk some of the content there. We have third floor tours. Lots of school tours are happening currently today, now. And then we also do that downtown walking tour, the kind of barricades tour. It's a little bit the U.S. Dakota War downtown walking tour.
Okay.
So we're looking for tour guides to lead that as well. So,
we always think of tours as for people that come. We get so many tourists that come to New Ulm, but locals, it's good for us to get involved in those things as well and to take a tour because everything changes.
Yeah, we currently are training, we do provide training. So we're not just going to turn you out there on your own. So that's kind of something that's happening right now because a lot of the schools are coming through end of school year. Remember, we're in May here, but so that's what's going on with that.
That is really exciting.
Call us if you're interested.
Yes.
507-233-2616, and we can help you out with that.
Yeah, and so again, needs for volunteers.
Volunteers are the best.
And it's a great way for you to get involved in the community. All right, anything else going on, Amy?
History book group still meets. That's the first Wednesday of the month at 7 o'clock in the annex. The July book will be The Boys in the Boat by Daniel James Brown. I'm not really too sure what that's about. You can check it out. But the library does have these books. So you don't have to go out and buy the book. You can just come to the library and tell them at the front desk that you want the Brown County Historical Society book group's book. They pull them from the system and hold them for us.
Great.
So that's what's going on with that. And then the exhibits at the museum at this point, Becoming Brown County, the land and its people, the permanent exhibit on the first floor. Second floor, we've got 170 years of the City of Charmin tradition. That will be going through the summer. That's about New Ulm's 170th anniversary. Wow. And then 170 years of holidays in Brown County. That's up there. That rotates based on kind of the holidays that are upcoming. So that's on the second floor. And then we've got the rise and fall of the flower industry in Brown County. So That's up there. That will be there through 2025. And then, of course, the third floor is the U.S. Dakota War of 1862. So come visit us.
Wow.
Come visit. Admission is $7 for adults, $5 for seniors. Students are $4, and then 4 and under are free. Members, of course, are free, so consider a membership. You can go to the Kiesling House. You can go to the museum. You get our quarterly newsletter. You get a discount in the museum store.
And
Lots
how
of
much are
benefits.
those memberships?
Memberships are $40 for individuals and $60 for families. So, and that's an annual membership. So, plus it supports the museum. Membership
Yes.
is very important to our operations.
Yeah.
So, plus we really appreciate members as
Yeah.
much as we appreciate volunteers.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like that's a very affordable price for everything that they get, the entertainment that they would have throughout the year and knowledge, and everybody likes to have the background of their community. So thank you, Amy, so much for
Thank you.
meeting with us today and for enriching us in all of these wonderful programs. We truly appreciate it, and we are looking forward to seeing you again next month.
Right on. Thank you so much for
All
having
right.
me.
Thank you. All right, welcome back to Something Artsy. And now I have Bree Terrelson, right, joining us from Ulm Sweet Ulm. And Ulm Sweet Ulm is a downtown business that is located at 203 North Minnesota Street. So go on down and take a look. But Bree is here to tell us a whole lot more about it. So good morning, Bree.
Morning.
Hi. So tell us, what is Ulm Sweet Ulm?
So Ulm Sweet Ulm is a community hub, first and foremost. It's a place where we've got 5 different organizations that are under our roof.
Wow.
And I mean, everything from a nonprofit to a yoga studio to a bookstore and a coffee shop. But it's a place where people gather.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of programs that go along with that we wanted to share.
Wonderful. All right, so go ahead and tell us, tell us about the different places that you have in there and when it's open and things like that.
Sure. Yeah. So of those, we so with the retail bookstore and the coffee shop, we're open for sales every day, but we're open 7 days a week, which
nice.
is and extended hours. So we open at
Okay.
7 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. on Monday through Friday.
Okay, wow.
Saturdays are 8 to 6,
Okay.
and then Sundays we do 12 to 4. So
12 to 4. And during all of those times, the coffee shop is open?
yes.
Oh, that's great. Great to know. I know that's fairly new. It's NU Brew Cafe, and I bet it's been received very well by the community.
Yeah. It's
Goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing we were missing. We had food, but having beverage in a place, like something to bring and come
Yeah.
with coffee group or come with
Sure.
your family and stay. That's been a
Yeah.
great addition.
My daughter came to town a week ago, and she was in town about 45 minutes early for a meeting, and she went there, and I was on my way back from an airport, or from the airport, and she called me and she said, "I found my new home." And I said, "Are you moving?" But she was there and enjoying that. She loves books and she loves coffee. So for her,
Very
it was
cool.
definitely hand in hand and felt very nice. So try that out, you guys. All right, so what have we got coming up?
Oh, lots of things.
Okay.
And we're trying some things that are coming. We're kind of bringing back, and some things with our nonprofit.
Wonderful.
So the first one that I wanted to highlight is a speaker series that's launching.
Okay.
A year and a half ago, we spent some time with our nonprofit, Luca Communities, meeting with area youth and parents and trying to figure out kind of what are programs that are missing. And what we heard from kind of middle school, high school kids was they want to know about experts in different areas.
Oh.
So we're lining up all these really great topics, but they're not just for kids. We're setting them up to be it's family friendly, so we're kind of saying
Wonderful.
age 12 plus, but 12 to 122 if we have anybody that old in the community.
Yeah.
But so this first speaker series is one of our board members is leading it. She's a general surgeon at the medical center,
Oh.
Dr. Corey Jordan. And she's going to be doing a candy lab, so bringing in laparoscopic surgical equipment and actually giving people a chance to use it and practice. I don't know if they're doing suturing or what specific things, but
Right.
with like gummy candy and candy wrappers and
Wow.
using things like that. So
That sounds wonderful.
yeah. So that's happening on June 5th, which is the last day of school for public district, from 4 to 5 at Ulm Sweet Home in our event room.
What a great way to get minds thinking in that direction. I mean, I could see somebody saying, you know what? I think this might be what I want to do.
Maybe.
So I like that. I like that a lot.
Encourage, so all of the events I'm talking about are on our website, which is
Okay.
almsweetalm.com/events.
Okay.
We do, that's free and open to the public, but we do encourage RSVPs to make sure that we have enough space
Absolutely.
and materials and things for
Okay.
people.
All right, and they can make a reservation on there, or could they call you if they're not
Sure.
computer savvy?
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
good. Okay. And I'm assuming you have a phone number that we
Yes.
can share with them?
Yep, our phone number is area code 507-276-8724.
All right, 276-8724.
Correct.
All right, very good, mark that down. Okay, and then go on.
Yeah.
You've got other things, I mean, it's all full of stuff to do.
Yeah. So we're revitalizing our silent book club, and people kind of go, "What's a silent book club?"
Yeah.
But it's an excuse to go read for an hour with no interruptions outside your house in a cozy environment among other readers that are interested in coming. And if you want to visit with other people and share what you're reading, that's a good chance to network. Or if you want to just come and cozy up and then
Yeah.
head out afterwards, that's fine too. But
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
we're doing that once a month, and we're starting that again on Sunday, June 15th. That's at 1 p.m. again at Ulm Sweet Ulm. No RSVP needed for that one. It's free, open to the public, and you can always tell if we have it on our website.
Perfect.
That.
Perfect. And then you have an author event.
Yes. So
Okay.
author event, really excited about this one. Kent Nerburn is a Minnesota author, award-winning New York Times bestselling author. We've been
Wow.
really, really fortunate in the community to have so many just great authors that have come to visit in the last year. But he's actually coming to the library in August for a book club. He's going to facilitate their book club on his book, Neither Wolf Nor Dog.
Oh.
But he's just released his third book in that trilogy called Lone, no, I'm going to get the title wrong, and I'm looking for it, Lone Dog Road.
Oh.
And so this is a continuation. He's written this trilogy over 25 plus years, and so he's finally concluding that. And he writes. He's not an indigenous author. He's actually he was born in Germany, but he is fascinated with American indigenous culture, and so that's something that he's
Wow.
written into his books. He's also done a lot with spirituality. His degree is in theology and religion, and so just a fascinating author. So he's
Wonderful.
coming to talk about his new book, and he's going to be here also on June 5th.
Okay.
That's I'm sorry, I misquoted that. June 18th, which is a Wednesday, and that's a 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
So that one, we need, tickets are $5, but that turns into a coupon that you can use for anything in the store the day of.
Wonderful.
Just helps us get a count on books.
Absolutely. Yes. Question that I have, how do you find out about these authors? You bring in such amazing ones, and I know some of them have connections with New Ulm, and how do you find those?
So it's a mix. So I actually meet every month with Leroy and Catherine from the library, and we share, what we're working on, who's
Okay.
coming, and just figure out where we can collaborate when it makes sense. So that's one way. That's how I
perfect.
became familiar with Kent Nerman.
Wonderful.
But other times we're getting information from our publicists and the publishers that are working with them about books that they're excited
Okay.
about, and so we've just been very fortunate.
Oh, I love collaborations. That's wonderful. Very good. All right, and it looks like you have an event called Spill the Tea.
Yes.
I'm anxious to hear.
So spilling the tea, we're gonna. So we get the inside scoop in all of the new books that are coming out, because we're, I'm buying books right now for
Sure.
the holiday season.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so, we have a chance to kind of preview and figure out what we're excited about. And so this is our inside scoop. Come
Wow.
here, what's coming that we're excited about. It's a chance to sample some different coffees and teas and things. That we do it as kind of a 1 hour, provide light snacks and then a flight.
That sounds wonderful.
But when you come to the event, it is a ticketed event to cover costs for food and
Yeah.
such. So $10. But you also get discount on any books that you purchase as
Okay.
pre-orders from that day.
Wow. Wow, that's great.
Big
And that-
readers will love it.
Yes, I think my daughter would love that. So that's Thursday, June 26th at 5:30. How do we find out about these things when we're not chatting with you?
So we collaborate with a number of partners. We do have everything on our website,
Okay.
which I mentioned is almsweetalm.com/events. That's there. We also submit all of our events to the chamber calendar, so newulm.com will have all of that as well. We're on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. We have email. We try to put out flyers and things in the community and work with our partners
Yes.
to get information out to their groups as well. We also have a newsletter, so if you sign up for our newsletter on our website or call into the store, we can get that set up for you. We also have printed calendars in the store, so if you want to stop in and grab that, it has kind of the whole month at a
Wow.
glance.
It just really sounds like you've got everything together. I'm so impressed by how you run everything and you keep everything so well organized and so readily available for the community. So thank you for your efforts on that. They're noticed.
Thanks.
And,
It's not me, it's our team.
okay, well, you
They
know what?
reined me in.
Let them know that we think that the team is doing wonderfully. So thank you so much for bringing this all to New Ulm, and thank you for spending time this morning to tell us about it.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you.
hosting.
Yes, absolutely. All right, stay tuned. We will be back. All right, welcome back to Something Artsy. And I have sitting with me is Mr. Eric Warmka from Minnesota Valley Funeral Home. And he is going to be giving us some background on this Business of the Year that we had just awarded with by the chamber,
Right.
New Ulm Chamber of Commerce. And congratulations.
Thank you very
And now
much.
we want to hear more about that.
Yes,
Yes, you go ahead and tell me
No,
about the award.
absolute tremendous honor for us at the funeral home. It was one of those things that we were nominated for it last year, and we won it this year. It's just one of those things that just shows that that we're being respected by the business
Absolutely.
community. This
Yeah.
isn't something that we took lightly. It was something we really took to heart. And same with Jensen Motors, who won the large business of the year. They're very
Yes.
tremendously proud of winning that too. It just kind of
Yeah.
shows the community is actually appreciating
Right.
what we do and what we bring to the
Yeah.
town, that we're
So-
not just a business.
Yes, I think it's wonderful, and so we have the two categories. New Ulm Chamber of Commerce takes applications in for a small business and a large business, and a Minnesota Valley Funeral Home was nominated for the small business.
Correct.
And then the large, again, like you said, was Jensen.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they do after being awarded is they do some type of a thank you to the community. So you have an event coming up?
Exactly. Yeah. Years past, it used to be you'd have the Business of the Year award that the award would be given, and then you'd have a banquet, some kind of a celebration that you'd give
Yes.
back, that you'd invite all the business community out and kind of hurt your arm patting yourself on the back. And it was one of those things that even as a business, it was an obligation. It was always fun to go to, but a couple of years back, when Christensen Farms and New Ulm Real Estate won it, they kind of changed that up, where they, instead of having just another obligation banquet, they had an open house out at Christensen Farms where they invited the public. They invited the business community, they invited the public, their staff. I mean, when you have Christensen Farms, that's
Right.
a staff of
Large
hundreds
staff,
and hundreds.
yes.
So it was one of those that they invited everybody out, and free will donation to go to some kind of good. And I really like that. When I went to that, I went, if we ever win that, that's exactly what I would like to do with it. And even GSM last year, where they kind of
Yes.
picked up where they left off, but they had it in a building. And I was going, you know what, we have so many gorgeous parks in this community, and
Yes.
it's a way that business after hours is always kind of a fun thing that we're trying to re-engage and revive. So this was kind of a way to not only invite the business community out, but also make it feel like the community could come out too, that you don't have to feel like you have to be a chamber member or you
Sure.
have to be a business owner or manager.
Right.
We want this to be open
Yeah.
to the public, to just, like I said, come and appreciate our parks, come congratulate us, I mean, on the award, but also just
Absolutely.
take a nice evening in.
Yes.
So on Thursday, June 12th, from 5 to 7 at German Park, we're hosting this open house, this open event. It's seriously at the amphitheater. We've invited the Tanner Stark Band, a very gifted, talented country musician who's going to
Yes.
play the entire evening for us. He'll be playing from 5 to 7 as our Business of the Year award, which we've creatively named Start Your Engines and Pay Your Respects, kind of tying
Love
in
it.
the cars and the funeral.
Oh, my goodness, that's very clever.
Yes.
Who came up with that?
I'm gonna give my wife Sarah a little credit on that
Doesn't
one.
surprise
she
me at
she
all.
kind of helped steer us into that direction.
Creative
so
mind.
absolutely,
Yes,
no.
yes.
So it was just one of those that we're like, we got to find something
Love that.
different, and
Yeah.
and that was the other side. And Jensen's on their generous side, they are going to
Mm-hmm.
offer free hot dogs and root beer and
Wonderful.
little beer for the adults
Mm-hmm.
for the until supplies last until supplies run out.
Yeah.
I mean, when people say something's free in New Ulm, it's going to be quite a few
People
people
might
there,
show
but
up.
they might
Yes.
show up. So we're just fingers crossing for a nice, beautiful afternoon.
Absolutely.
So
Yes, let's all
yeah.
pray for some nice weather. So what I think is really great about this community, and I'm sure you all agree with me, but this is a New Ulm Chamber award. However, it's voted on by the chamber members, which represent every piece of our community. To be honest, it's small businesses, it's large businesses, it's organizations that are members. So this is not just chosen by the chamber. This is chosen by the members. So it's not just the chamber board, it's the members that put their votes in for this. So it's a great representation, and it's a feather in your cap. And the fact that you guys, and starting out with Christensen Farms and New Ulm Real Estate, to give back to the community is
Right.
just what makes this community so worth living in.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And what you were saying earlier, I mean, this is completely voted on by the business community. My wife Sarah had nothing to do with it. She
Oh.
didn't even get a vote.
No,
So no,
she
it's just
wouldn't.
one of those things.
And it's important to know that they earn this without having any
Right.
insider track.
No,
Yes.
when I took over as manager of the funeral home years back, we're one of the last cooperative funeral homes in the entire country. So for me, looking at that, it was one of those that we're owned by the town. We're owned by the communities we serve. So my first thought was, how can we find new ways to give back to the community? I mean, granted, a funeral home it's a necessity. It's a need to every
Absolutely.
community. But what else can we do? Besides being the service that we already offer,
Yeah.
what else can we do? So that was my first agenda, was how do we get my staff more involved in community events? How do I become more involved in community events? And what other things can we do?
Right.
So besides, like I said, joining all the boards that we can be a part of, like I said, I serve on city council. Zach Jensen is a part of New Ulm Area Foundation. We also found the way to give back with the flowers, the downtown flowers a couple of years ago, that it was one of those things that it wasn't a burden to the chamber, but it was one of those that it was another ask to the business community of, we need to fundraise for this every year. And it was one that I went, you know what? We can fix that. We can fix that problem, that we can maybe be the financial donor to support the flowers that go downtown. So between the city of New Ulm, now New Ulm Monument Company, and us, we now cover all the flowers in downtown. But a part of that was we also dedicate a plaque in each flower, each basket, each hanging basket to every family we served that last year. So it's a living
Wow.
monument, a living memorial that we, as you walk the streets of downtown New Ulm and you see someone, you just remember them again, and you remember the good thoughts and the
Yeah.
good memories. And it was one of those that has been so well received from not only the business community, but the community as a whole. I had no idea that my families that we serve would go find their person and go
Yes.
take a picture with it. And they really liked that. So,
And I've seen the whole families
right.
out looking from
I know.
from planter to planter. So I didn't realize the whole story behind that, and I appreciate it, and I'm sure you do too. Hearing more about that program and
Mm-hmm.
how you guys made a concerted effort to get involved in that way, and we truly appreciate it. You've beautified New Ulm, but you've also given us something more to be very proud of with the
Yeah.
extra piece of sentiment you've put into that.
Yep, I actually love how much it is just received by
Yes,
everybody. So,
yeah.
yeah. So then back to the event again.
Yes.
Like we said, it's going to be a free will donation. There is no cost to the public, but if you want to leave $1 or a $5 or 20, whatever it is you want to leave, each business has chosen 2 nonprofits that we want ours to go to. So it's just kind of going to be a bucket. So the funeral home, we've chosen the New Ulm Area Foundation and the Brown County Humane Society, just 2 things that are near and dear to our
Yes.
hearts. And Jensen Motors has chosen the New Ulm Area Food Shelf, and they've also chosen the United Way, 2 things that are very near and dear to them.
Absolutely.
So four entities that benefit Brown County, benefit the community, and if it's some way that we can give back to those
Yes.
4, and
Yeah.
just, like I said, it doesn't need to be a moneymaker, it just needs to be something that, the people can come out and have one more family event that they can be a part of, and then maybe some of the funds go back to the good.
Right. And those nonprofits rely on contributions from you and I to be able to be available in this community. So we're fortunate to have them, but it's up to us to keep them going. So this is a great opportunity to get something for their donation, because they're going to get a wonderful band, they're going to get free hot dog and beverage,
Yep.
and a wonderful evening with networking and socializing.
And then after, I mean, the 5 to 7 is technically the business of the year award ceremony or a banquet, whatever we want to call it,
Yeah.
party in the park. But New Ulm, the Park and Rec Department has now have music in the parks every Thursday. So we've covered Tanner Stark to continue playing. So he's going to continue playing from 7 to 8 afterward at the community concert. Rec on the Go is going to be there, a bounce house, the puppet wagon. So this is 100%
Wow.
bring the kids, bring the family, bring a picnic blanket, whatever it is you want to do, just to hang out and just be social, a part of the community. So
Yeah.
that's it. All really came together in the end of this is just the perfect event that we could be a
Yeah.
part of. So
Well,
Yeah.
I look forward to it, and I'm not even going to go there just for the hot dog.
Right.
But I think the whole thing sounds amazing, and I want to thank both Jensen and Minnesota Valley Funeral Home, and congratulate you both. Very well deserved honors, and thank you so much for doing what you do and then giving back again.
thank you so much. I'm
So
honored.
thank
So
you.
appreciate it.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's really about it. We just invite, like I said, come on out, bring the family, just and keep those fingers crossed for some nice sunny weather.
Absolutely.
So
That's something we can do for you is
yeah,
keep hoping on that weather, and maybe we'll see a beautiful day. I think we will.
yep.
So, all right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations again.
Glad to be here.
And stay tuned, we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. I am sitting next to Leroy Harris, who is from the New Ulm Public Library. And Leroy, I'm sorry, my grandson is Leo, so that
It's
was
okay.
an honest mistake.
It's okay.
So Leroy always has a full agenda to talk about because there's so many things that are going on at the library and that we can be so grateful for. I just told him that I'm just impressed with anybody who can keep that many balls in the air, so, and do it successfully, which he does. So without further ado, I'm gonna have you start talking about
Sure.
what we've going on. I know there's lots of different programs.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and let us know.
So first of all, June is when our summer reading program starts.
Okay.
So our youth services librarian, Ms. Catherine, and her assistant Amy have been working very hard to get things ready for the summer reading program. It's going to start on June 9th, so the week after the public schools get out.
Okay.
So Monday, June 9th. But you'll be able to pick up your tracking sheet the week before.
Okay,
And it's open for kids 0 to starting their senior year of high school. Because if you have babies or toddlers or small children, reading to them counts and is very important.
wonderful, yes.
And so the tracking sheets for it just require you to read a certain number of minutes each day and mark it off, and those will go towards getting prizes at the end of summer reading. But in addition to the reading portion, we have a bunch of great programs happening too. So for our kids programming, story time is going to start back up. They took a break here in May,
Okay,
and they're going to start back up on Monday, June 9th, and they'll be every Monday morning through June at 10:30 in the morning.
okay,
And then our pajama party story time will come back on Wednesday evenings, so that'll
Fun.
start up Wednesday, June 11th. Wear some comfy pajamas, bring a stuffed animal friend or a nice blanket, and come down at 6:30 in the evening on Wednesdays for pajama party story time. We have our video game clubs going, so the Junior Video Game Club has been so popular that we're going to actually have 2 offerings in the month of June. But because it is so popular, we are asking people to register
Okay.
for it. And so you can do that at the library. You can also go to the library's website, newulmlibrary.org, and click on the events calendar, find which session you'd like to register for, and do it that way, or you can call the library, of course, at 507-359-8331. But we are asking that interested kids only sign up for one of the 2, not for both, so that we have enough space and resources for as many people to enjoy it as possible.
right,
And so those are open for grades 2 through 5.
okay,
So if you're going into 2nd grade in the fall, and then, or into 5th grade. And so the first one is going to be Tuesday, June 10th, and it's going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the second one is the next week, Tuesday, June 17th, also at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So register for those, come in. We've got 2 Nintendo Switch systems, lots of fun games, and of course there's snacks, so you can enjoy that. There's the Teen Video Game Club, and they, through the spring, they've been meeting on the weekend, but now that school's out, they're going to go meet on Tuesday, June 24th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so that's for 6th through going into 12th grade. And so again, come play games, make some friends, meet up with friends, have some snacks, teach Miss Catherine how to play, have a fun time. So there's some great things there. We've got our monthly STEM programs as well. So Creative Kids and Wacky Wonders for our 2 different age groups. And those are for, normally we have 1 a month. And so during summer reading, we have 2 each.
Okay.
And again, those are registered programs. So make sure that you get signed up for those so that Miss Catherine will have enough materials for the activities involved. So Creative Kids is for going into kindergarten and first grade. And the first one's going to be Wednesday, June 11th at 2:30 in the afternoon. And then the second one is going to be Wednesday, June 25th at 2:30 in the afternoon. The Wacky Wonders are going to be on Thursdays, and that's for grades 2 through 5. Thursday, June 12th at 2:30 and Thursday, June 26th at 2:30. So they're both 2 weeks apart in there. We've got our Friday special story time, which happens once a month. So that includes the regular stories and activities, but then also a craft.
Okay.
And so that's going to be Friday, June 20th at 10 in the morning. Story time's always fun. But then we have 2 afternoon movies in June for the kids. On Friday, June 13th at 2 p.m., they're going to watch Tangled.
Fun.
And then on Friday, June 27th at 2, they're going to watch The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
I love
great.
that movie.
Yes.
Well, they're both fun movies.
Yes, they both are.
And so those are some fun things going on with kids. And then we do have one more registered activity for teens. It's a teen forensic activity.
Oh,
And so it's like a forensic lab exercise called the Pickle War. 2 rival pickle gangs have been fighting for territory in Brineville.
ooh,
Tensions finally came to a head and the fighting left many dead. Join the forensics team on June 18th at 2:30 and try to piece together what happened. So this is again for grades 6 through 12. Come learn about basic forensic science and studying about some chemistry, and it'll be a lot of fun.
yeah.
So lots of stuff going on for kids.
What a great opportunity for the parents and daycares and all of those that try to keep these kids busy and doing something constructive.
Yep.
Doesn't look like you have too far to look to see where you can go to get all this information and have some fun. And I would assume that all of these events are also on your website.
Yes.
Again, newulmlibrary.org.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah. newulmlibrary.org. Click on our events calendar. You can find them there. And as with all library programs, they're free. Doesn't cost you anything except your time.
What a wonderful opportunity for these families. Yes.
And I know Miss Catherine is going to be visiting some of the schools to talk more about summer reading in the coming weeks. And we will also have classes coming to visit the library to tour as well.
Okay.
And so we're looking forward to those. But the library, we do have one closure in June.
Okay.
Federal holiday, June 19th, Thursday, Juneteenth. So the library will be closed that day. So we won't be there. But as for our adult programs, we've got all of our great regular adult programs happening. So we've got our senior movie matinees. In June, we're up into the 1980s.
Oh,
And so those are every Friday afternoon at 1 right here. So our first one is going to be, so that's June 6th, is Footloose.
oh,
And then the following week is Glory. And then Airplane. And then Places in the Heart. So we've got a wide spectrum of genres for the
Yeah.
80s.
a
So.
good variety.
Yeah, good variety.
Good
So we're
variety.
looking forward to that. And on the subject of movies, the New Ulm Film Society is just getting into their new series on baseball films.
Oh, I love that.
And so we just watched 8 Men Out earlier this week. And so in June, on Tuesday, June 10th at 6:30 in the evening, we're going to be watching The Natural with Robert Redford.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to our next one there. We've got our 3 book clubs, of course, on the first Monday of the month. So that's going to be Monday, June 2nd at 6:30 in the evening. Our Litwitz book club is going to be discussing Pam Houston's memoir, Deep Creek. So she writes about her experience of going to live with her daughter on a ranch in Colorado. Really
Fun.
interesting.
Yes.
And then our history book club meets on Tuesday, June 17th at 12 p.m. And they're going to be discussing A History of the World in 12 Shipwrecks by
Wow.
David Gibbons. So
Okay.
looking at at 12
Yeah.
kind of iconic shipwrecks and how they represent different things in world history.
Sounds interesting.
And then we've got our mystery book club, and that happens on the last Monday of the month usually. And so that's going to be Monday, June 30th at 6:30 in the evening, and they're going to be discussing Claire McIntosh's A Game of Lies. A lot of new books that we've been able to get in for our mystery book club have included the word lies for some reason last year. So I apologize for that, but it's what we
It's
found.
just what it is, right?
But at least they've all been very different in their plots and everything.
Sure.
So we're looking forward to that too. Our poetry group, of course, continues to meet, and so that's on the second Monday of the month. So that's going to be Monday, June 9th, and they meet at 6:30 in the evening. Bring a couple poems to share. You don't have to have written them yourself. They could come from any source, and you can come and listen, and it's just really nice and relaxed in that way.
Wonderful.
Of course, our chess club meets every Tuesday at 6 p.m. in the evening. Our Civil War Roundtable and our art group take a break over the summer, so
Okay.
we won't see them until September again. But our needle working group still meets every Wednesday morning at 9:30 up in our nonfiction area. And so we're very excited for them to continue doing that. They're always a lot of fun. And of course, we have our Knippling group too, for that great bohemian bobbin lace weaving. That's every Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 3 down in our adult fiction area. I haven't run out of breath yet, so that's good because I'm not done. We do have one special event outside our regular programs for adults on Thursday, June 5th. At 6:30 in the evening. We're very excited to have Minnesota author and historian Greg Gout is coming to discuss his newly published book by the Minnesota Historical Society, The War at Home, Minnesota During the Great War.
Wow.
So about what was happening in Minnesota during World War I. And so, of course, New Ulm features heavily in that book
Right.
because there was a lot going on here.
Wow.
And so he's going to be coming and talking about his book. That's, again, Thursday, June 5th at 6:30 here at the library. We're very excited for that. And we're also excited to partner with Licka Books for that event too. Now, if you've been in the library recently, you may have noticed that our DVDs aren't where they were. And that's because we're very excited to be moving along with some of the components of the Memory Lab Improvement Grant that we received from the Millen Foundation, which we're very grateful for. And that is the installment, there's the word I'm looking for, of our study rooms and the new memory lab space. Okay. And so that's going to be happening before June starts. So if you come in June, our study rooms will be there, and you can find out more about the policy for using them and reserving them. That's going to become available in the coming weeks here. And I'll be working on putting together the memory lab space so that it looks all nice and not kind of cobbled together like it has been. So we're very excited for that too. But that means if you're looking for movies when you come into the library, they're upstairs in our adult nonfiction area. Magazines and newspapers have also been moved up there. We've got a great calm seating area. We think it looks really nice. You can be the judge. Come in and find out. But yeah, so we have lots going on.
Wow. It sounds like there's enough going on in every little angle of this library. So yeah, I don't know how you keep it all going, but you do, and you do a great job. So thank you and your team for all of that. And holiday closures.
Yes. So
It's just the 19th?
yeah, just on the 19th for June.
At this point,
At this
and-
point, hopefully nothing else.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to other things this summer as well. And I'm excited for other authors and music things we have happening later in the summer too. So we're looking forward to those. I think the only other thing we have is, and I haven't talked about it in a while, I guess, is our tabletop role-playing groups that we have. They play the first edition of Pathfinder. We have a teen group that meets in the afternoons on Mondays at 3:45. And so we have room for more players there. Our in-person adult group, which meets Tuesday afternoons at 4:15, is full. Can't have any more players. But you can come and watch too, and we have people that do that. It's been a real surprise to me because I've played various games over the years, for decades, and this is the first time where I've had people that come and watch, and they enjoy it, and they keep coming back.
Perfect.
And so people enjoy the story that's being created, and that's really fun. We also have 2 online groups, and both of them have room for players. If you want to find out more about that, you can go to the homepage of the library's website, nomalibrary.org, and in our news feed, you'll see a link to join our Discord server, which is one of the means we use to coordinate for the online groups. And you can connect to us there, and we can get you going there.
Wow. All right. Well, it sounds like that's plenty of information for all of us
You might have
because
to
there's.
rewind and go
Yeah,
back.
and you know what, and that's okay, because if you can't find it all in here, you can go back, or if you can't remember it all, like that's where my issue is, we can go to newulmlibrary.org and go to the events page, and we're gonna be able to see those items here. But we truly appreciate Leroy coming and giving us the opportunity to learn more about each of those programs. So I think that the service that you provide, and it's free, it's kind of a no-brainer. Go out there, support the library, and keep your kids and us adults educated and active. So, Leroy, thank you for taking the time to share all of that with us. And we look forward to having you back again next month, where I'm sure you're going to have just as much to share,
Yes.
which is always a blessing. So, thank you for joining
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having me, Sandy.
Absolutely. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Something Artsy. I am privileged to have Crystal Fleck sitting next to me, and she is here representing all of the ins and outs and all the doings at community education. And Crystal, thank you for showing up and for being a part of this program. We always look forward to hearing what you got going on, and I know it's got to be a really busy time right now with school ending, and so I'm going to have you just go ahead and get started.
Yeah, very busy, so bear with me as I go through the youth classes for the summer.
All right.
So let's start with next weekend. We have a Little Scientist class coming to Washington. That is from 10 to 11:30. 5 to 10-year-olds, they can come and just experiment with different scientific things and just kind of be creative and do their own fun. So that is next weekend. So if you want to get in, you should call immediately so we can get you scheduled.
All right, that number?
Is 507-233-8307.
Perfect.
I can walk you through it.
Okay.
And then we have a Speed and Strength program, which is a huge hit at the high school. That is middle schoolers and then high schoolers. They have different sessions starting at 6 in the morning. It runs for about an hour, 4 different sessions. You're using the track, you're using the weight room, using the wrestling room, just helping you stay in shape, and a full hour of workouts.
Now, does that go through the summer then?
It does. So it starts
Great.
June 9th and goes
Okay.
through July 31st.
Wow.
The only time off would be the blackout week, which is the 4th of July.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep, so that's filling up. And then the kids tend to like the 6 o'clock in the mornings. I suppose it's cooler out.
Probably. For what they're doing, it probably
Yeah.
is.
Yep. We also have the Grand is holding the creativity camp for the kids this summer, as they do every year. Last year, unfortunately, it was over fair weekend, so we did notice a decreased number. So this year we made sure that we made so that's June 9th, right, the first week out of school, and then it comes back in August. It's a 5-day program. It's all different kinds of arts and crafts. There's a
Fun.
morning for younger kids, and then an afternoon for the evening. For the afternoon, for the older children. It's kind of nice too, because some of the old art teachers are there, and current
Yeah.
art teachers.
Sure.
So that's kind of nice, the kids
Yeah.
to see those
Absolutely.
teachers they
Yeah.
haven't seen in a while. We have babysitting training coming up on June 14th from 9:30 to 1. So if you have kids that age group that are starting to babysit, send them our way. We can walk them through.
Yeah. What are the ages typically?
It's usually 10 and up.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll get
Mhm.
a sibling, and it'll be a 10-year-old and maybe an 8-year-old or a
Sure.
9-year-old.
Yep.
So we also have the Home Alone class. That is also something we offer. Unfortunately, it was done in April, but we will have it again in fall.
Oh,
So if
good.
you want to start with the babysitting class and then do the Home Alone class in
Yeah.
the fall.
Sounds great.
Youth First Aid is coming back. That is on June 23rd from 1 to 2 at 15, which will obviously pair perfect with the babysitting training and the Home Alone class. Lego Design and Canvas Creations, which is a big hit. We're filling up on that, so if you want to get in, Lego Design particularly is filling There's 3 days that they come in June, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. We kind of have the younger kids sign up for Lego Design 1 and Lego Design 2 for the little bit older kids, but they're doing it at the same time. So sometimes, I have a younger child that is more advanced in Lego and they want to, join Lego too, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, it's all at the same time in the Washington cafeteria, nice big space. And then they end up building their own little Lego design and they can race them at the end.
Oh,
the
wow.
last day.
Fun.
And then again, Storybook Theater, which is kind of what we used to have for the Prairie Fire. That is coming this summer again. It'll be Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It runs the week of July 7th, so they come Monday through Friday, and then Friday evening and Saturday morning, Saturday late morning, they have a performance for aunts and uncles and family members.
Sounds great.
So that is filling up, so if you want to get in, be sure to get in. Everyone has a part. There'll be main characters, but then they also have little groups where each child will have something to do on stage.
Love that. Yes.
So that's the kids. Again, if you want to sign up, you can go to newalum.ce.eleo.com, or you can call me at my phone number, 507-233-8307, and I can get you signed up and walk you through the process.
Wow, that's great. All right. And what about the adults?
Adults. So we have yoga like we do every month. That is a 7-week program. That one starts June 3rd, and then we'll also have another one start after that, which is the end of July. I'm just going to kind of talk about some new things that Leroy is offering. He works here at the library. So he has, these are going to be virtual classes. We have internet safety, that'll be Fridays, and it's the whole summer. So June, July, and August, he's offering them. The internet safety classes will be Fridays, June through July at 7 p.m. And then we have an AI prompt writing. That is the first Thursday of May through July at 7. So it's about an hour class, 50 minutes to an hour. AI is crazy how much it's constantly changing.
I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I'm hooked, but there's a right way and a wrong way.
There is a right
So,
way and a wrong
yes.
way. Then we have the fact-checking 101 for social media, just
Oh.
things that you should and shouldn't be putting out there on the web. He'll walk you through that. And then think before you share and interact online. So there's so many, different web pages that you shouldn't be on, or, you may think they're okay to be on
Right.
and they're really not.
Right.
So Leroy, he will walk you through those.
Valuable. Very
Valuable, and
This
he's-
time of our life, it's extremely valuable.
Yes.
And change your life if you get
Oh,
in the
yeah.
wrong one. Yeah.
He's very talented with all of that.
Great.
So those are all online. You can surely look them up on our website. You can go to newalm.k12.mn.us for community ed, and everything will be listed on there.
Perfect.
It's just probably easier to look and see what we all have.
Yeah, because there's a lot.
There is a
There's a
lot.
lot. So
As
don't
well
wanna
as if
miss
you have our
anything.
brochure, they're
Okay.
all listed in our brochure
And
as well.
that comes in the newspaper?
Yep, journal,
Yes.
shopper, and then I put it around at, places in New Ulm,
Perfect.
work, the library has tons
Yeah.
of them. I put,
Great.
the health, social services, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So they're
Okay.
just kind of sitting in the waiting rooms.
Wow, that is wonderful.
Yeah,
And I hear you have some trips.
I do have some trips.
Yeah.
So Minnesota State Fair, obviously, that will be August 28th this year. Again, we leave at 6:30 and spend the whole day there, and then come back home at 4.
Okay.
It's kind of, you can do your own thing. The coach will be parked in the parking lot right by gate 18 if you get too hot or want to
Sure.
come back and take a little nap in the coach. It's AC the
She's
whole
talking
time
about
it's there.
me.
The whole time it's there, so if you want to take a break, just know that that's as well.
Good to
Some
know.
people think that's
Yeah.
such a long day, but
Yeah, break it up if you need to.
break it up. And
Yeah.
it's so nice. You're literally dropped off at the gate, picked up at the gate. You have a place to come hang out if it is too hot.
Right.
That is $30 for the trip. there and back. If you you can get a discounted ticket at the chamber, or you can buy one when we get there. Whatever
Perfect.
they prefer.
Yeah.
The new hit right now is Purple Rain. I finally locked in a date for that. It is October 29th. It'll be a 7:30 p.m. show, and that will be at the State Theater. It's very close. I think it's like a block from the Orpheum
Yep,
in Minneapolis.
It is right up there.
Okay, and
Across the-
that'll be $90 for a ticket. So this has been a long time coming,
Yeah.
and
So
a
this
lot
is
of-
like a Prince tribute then?
yes.
Oh,
Yep,
perfect.
Purple Rain.
Wonderful.
Yep.
And again, that is October
October 29th,
29th.
7:30 p.m. show.
Right.
Again, Beauty and the Beast, we are still have that on the books. That is coming up in August. So if you want to get in on that, make sure you get signed up early enough.
Okay.
So my deadline is coming up here, so I need to make sure that I have the accurate count before
Sure.
I decide if we can or
Yeah.
can't go, depending on the
Okay.
bus price.
Okay.
We are gonna do A Christmas Carol, and this year we're gonna do it at the Sidekick Theater. Last year we did it at I think we went to the Guthrie for that. So thought maybe switch it up a little this year and see what the Sidekick has with A Christmas Carol. We are doing that on December 3rd. I
Okay.
just locked in that date, so that's online to register if you would like to go. And then just for future, I know this is a long ways away, but just kind of keep in the back of your head, other shows that I did pick up from the Orpheum is The Wiz, so it's like The Wizard of
Oh,
Oz.
Yep.
That will be December 2026, like I said, far out,
Yeah.
but you can sign up for it or call
Yeah.
me, let me know. I kind of got an ongoing list.
Sure.
And then Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, that will be April through May 2026 for those that like Harry Potter.
Yes.
And then The Great Gatsby, which is next
Fun.
June.
Wow.
So that's
Yeah.
just some nice things they
Yeah.
have coming up that I thought would be fun.
Yeah, and it's nice to get them out in front of people right away because they might be something where you go, gosh, I think my mom and dad would like that for a gift, or my daughter would love to take her
Yeah.
son to Beauty and the Beast. You know, some
Yeah.
of these things that we are always trying to think of something fun and unique and provide an adventure, and it sounds like we have them right there.
Birthday
So,
gifts,
yeah.
Christmas gifts,
Yes,
things like
Absolutely. All right, well, it sounds like you guys are awfully busy.
that. Very busy.
Thank you so much for coming. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, nothing. That's
Well, you
it.
covered a lot. So thank you again for being
Yep.
here. Thank you for all you do for the community.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you again next month.
Yeah, we will
with
see you
even
then.
more. All
We'll see
right,
you then.
thank you. Thank you guys for joining us, but we will be back with someone else. All right, and welcome back. I am excited to have Crystal Johnson with me today. She is from the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, and actually, you guys have come up in our conversations a little bit in this episode. So you are here now to tell us some of the additional things the Chamber is working on, which I know is always something, and it always makes for a fun summer.
Yeah.
So Crystal, welcome. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Yeah.
And why don't you go ahead and get started? Let us know what's
Sure.
going on.
Yeah, so as always, summers are busy. Getting into June, though, we have some specific things coming up. The Poker Walk is happening. People are pretty familiar with that, I bet, but we're doing it a little bit differently this year. So it used to be the Fridays of June. Now we're just doing 1 week. So there'll be a route on Monday, Tuesday,
Oh.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So for businesses that aren't open on Fridays, we wanted to accommodate that. So that will be June 9th through the 13th. And if you're interested in what those routes are, we'll have them at the chamber. They're also going to be on our website. They'll be on the community calendar there. And basically how it works is you go around to 5 different businesses for that day, and you'll get a card at each one to make a full poker hand. And then there's prizes involved. A lot of times the businesses themselves will have some kind of game or activity too, or like a giveaway. So it's just nice to go out, see those businesses you don't get to see all the time,
Right.
and kind of get to know people and stay active, of course, too.
Absolutely.
So that's a really fun one. Then we also have, I know that Eric was already on talking about the
Great.
Business of the Year event. So their celebration is going to be June 12th. And just some little takeaways that we've got. It's family friendly. You get some free stuff. There's a free will donation, free beer,
Yeah.
always nice.
Yep. Hot
So,
dogs.
Yeah, that'll be
Nice.
good. There'll be
Yeah.
activities, live music. It's going to be a great time.
Yep.
So
I
German
think
Park for that one.
He mentioned Tanner Stark was going to be
Yes.
playing from 5 to 7 for the actual celebration, and then they're going to be staying on to play for part of the community concert
Right.
down at the park, so.
Yes, and I
yeah.
believe that is the first night of the concert in the park.
Yeah,
I think the first Thursday that they're doing
it probably is.
that. Yep.
I'm not
so
sure either, but
kick
I
off
think it
that
is.
season with a
Yeah,
bang will
yes.
be nice.
And a local favorite, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And we do also have those schedules at the chamber if you're interested in what the concerts in the park are going to be this summer.
Perfect.
All right, next up, we've got the Downtown Roll-ins. Little not mix up, but change up this year too. We had those on Fridays last year. They're going to be on Saturdays now.
Oh.
So it is from 3:30 to 8. And the first one is going to be June 14th. So fun cars and bikes, both are welcome. We'll have food trucks and live music again. So there's just going to be a another way to stay active in the downtown. Some of the bars are going to have their liquor licenses extended, so you can bring your drinks out and just kind of walk around the streets. They're going to be closed, so nice and safe walking, and just another way to get people out.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
And did you say again the times that would
Yes,
be?
3:30 to 8.
3:30 to 8. I know those are always very well attended, and for good reason. People put a lot of time into those vehicles, and the bikes, and it's fun to see that.
And they're gorgeous. So,
Yes.
yep. And so there'll be 4 this summer, but the first one is June 14th. Yeah.
Perfect.
And then the farmer's market. We're getting that started up again. So last year we moved it to Ada Zinnia parking lot. We're going to keep with that. We had a lot of really great feedback from vendors. It's really visible, nice space. There's parking there. We're going to try to make it a little even more accessible. So it'll still be at Ada Zinnia. It's still Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays are 2:30 to 5:30, and Saturdays are 9 to noon. And then ways that we're trying to make that a little bit more accessible. We've been approved for SNAP EBT. So if you have those benefits, you can use them at the market. You actually get to triple your dollars.
Wow.
So if you were to say put in $10, you'd get back 10 tokens, 10 produce bucks, and 10 market bucks. So you
Oh.
actually get $30 to spend at the market.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. Just another way to get those nutritious items
Yes.
into your diet.
Okay.
And then also we've been offered a grant, so we're partnering with Heartland Express and Herman Express, and they're offering free transportation.
Wonderful.
So for Heartland, you do have to call them. Herman, you just pop on the route, tell them you're going to the farmer's market, and you get free transportation. And then another way that we're gonna increase that accessibility is we are gonna have runners who are going to bring groceries from, like if you buy them at the vendors, they'll bring them to your car for you. So that's really nice, especially
That's a
since
no-brainer to
yeah,
me.
yeah. If you can't get a really close parking spot, you don't have to carry your groceries. That is only going to be on Thursdays.
Okay.
So the market starts at 2:30, and that service is offered through 4 o'clock.
Wow.
So-
That's wonderful. Take advantage of that, you guys.
Absolutely.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, just having our family-friendly activities. We're bringing in, we've got a ton of live musicians lined up for it.
Oh my gosh.
So we don't have all the markets scheduled yet. Hopefully by the time this airs, we will. But there are 34 markets, and I think we're going to have live music at almost every single one.
That is amazing. So both
Yeah.
Thursdays and Saturdays?
Yes.
Wow.
Thursdays and Saturdays. And then
Wow.
we've got Power of Produce is going to come in. And then we have like the Brown County Public Health is going to come in with kids activities. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Pro Kinship. We'll have a schedule online. That specifically, so our website's newalm.com. If you go to newalm.com/farmersmarket, you'll get all that info.
That is so amazing. I
Yeah.
think to offer something like that and then everything that you're adding to it is just crazy. I
We
think
want it
it's
to be
so
a
wonderful.
destination.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think you're doing everything you can to get it that way, and I'm sure it's going to work. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. That is wonderful. And what else have we got going on?
Downtown Flowers.
Oh, yes.
So by the time this airs, they'll already be planted. So we'll have our beautiful downtown flowers again. Those are provided by donations. Our main title sponsor is the Minnesota Valley Funeral
Yes.
Homes,
Yeah.
and they also donate the plaques that have the in memory of in each of the planters. So huge thank you to them for that. And also lots of other local donators and sponsors of that. Some other big ones are the City of New Ulm and also New Ulm Monument.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are just going to be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see them.
The collaborations that I hear about in our community, I think are just amazing because it's everybody working together for a better product. And the better product, of course, is this amazing community we live in. So we benefit all the way around. So
It's really what makes
Yeah.
New Ulm unique is the
absolutely,
people.
yes, yes.
Love it.
All right.
And yeah, otherwise, stay tuned for other stuff. We do have
Yeah.
kind of an exciting seminar coming up July
Okay.
15th, and that's going to be Generations in the Workplace. So this is open for everybody. If you talk to someone from a different generation than yourself, this is going to be helpful for you. So generations all go through different things as they grow up. They see different things, and so it makes them communicate differently and think differently.
Absolutely.
And that can cause barriers when you're trying to communicate with somebody who's not the same age as you.
That's right.
And so this seminar is going to look at what those differences are, talk about how it can impact the way you communicate, and then help you overcome those barriers. So it's not just professional development, it's personal development too. So if you have a grandparent or a grandchild, that's a totally different generation. How do you communicate with them?
That's right.
So this could be helpful for literally anyone.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that more at the
What a
next
great
one, but
idea.
wanted to give a little heads up on
Yeah,
that.
What a great idea. And I'm sure you're getting ready for sand volleyball. And
Oh yeah,
David-
we're taking registrations.
Perfect.
So I'm
Perfect.
excited to get my butt whooped again.
Oh.
It's gonna be great. I'm always dead last, but I have a team every year and it's always so much fun.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it's
the best.
the experience, right? It's the building the memories. So,
Yeah.
well, is there anything else that you would like to share with us, Crystal?
Oh, I don't know, but yeah, stay tuned. Check out newalm.com. Call
Yeah.
us if you have questions, 507-233-4300. We're here to help.
Yeah, and, again, that website, New Ulm, it's just newulm.org, isn't it?
.com.
.com,
Yep.
newulm.com. We get to hear these things firsthand, and I love that, but it's even better because now we can go back to the website and really nail down what we want to get involved in. And there's so many options out there, so check it out at newulm.com. All right, Crystal. Well, thank you so much for taking time.
Thanks for having
Thank you
me.
for all you guys do, every one of you at the chamber, and all of the members there. And thank you for sharing all of that with us today.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be back. All right. Welcome back. Now, sitting next to me, I have Olivia Norquist, who is from the Grand Center for Arts and Culture. And Olivia, I have not met you before, but it's my pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. I know you guys are busy with a lot of different things, so I said I say we get going
Okay.
and hear what you got. So,
Great.
all right.
All right, so the first thing I wanted to highlight is our Children's Creativity Camp that's coming up this summer. We have 2 camps happening, and the first one is going to happen June 9th through 12th, and the second one will happen in August, from August 4th to 7th. And at this camp, kids can have the opportunity to learn bookmaking, printmaking. We're going to have ceramics available to them, along with some other fun art projects that you can't necessarily do at home. So it'll be really fun. We are already pretty full for the younger kids camp, the K to 3 camp, but we still have quite a few spots available in the 4 to 8 camp. And you can register for that through New Ulm Community Ed. That's on their website, and you might have to search Creativity Camp to find the registration button.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. What about in the cabaret?
In the cabaret, we have one special bonus show that's happening on a Saturday, actually.
Okay.
That'll be coming up Saturday, June 7th, and it'll be featuring Adrian Barnett and his Questet. And Adrian is a bari sax player, and he mostly does jazz, and he'll be joined by his Questet, which is a jazz funk fusion group with a rotating cast of members. And I
Wow.
think New Cat actually did like a video on him, and you can find it on YouTube if you're curious about what he sounds like.
So look that up. That was Adrian Barnett.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how about other dates?
There's a couple more shows coming up. As usual, we have music every Friday from 7 to 9:30. And starting at the beginning of June, we'll have Gary Rue and Randy Sabian. And Randy is actually a jazz violinist, which I am not too familiar with. I think that's the coolest thing about that show. But they're both jazz, they do songwriting and they'll do their jazz duo. Then
Wonderful.
after that is Adrian's show. Then we have Ian Hilmer, who is a Mankato-based rock singer-songwriter. And then on June 20th, we will have Tim Babel, Augie Babel, and Lee Weber. So that'll be some intergenerational musical fun.
Yeah, father-son is
Yeah.
part of that. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to finish out June, we've got Ron Arzano, Dale Heifner, and Emma Josephine. And they'll be coming from Mankato to share some Americana music with us. So
What a great variety you got going on in June, every Friday. So you're going to want to take advantage of that. And
Oh.
yes,
people can also call us at 507-359-9222 to make reservations for those shows if they'd want a seat saved for them ahead of time. So
perfect. That's wonderful.
yeah.
All right, what's going on in the Cellar Press?
Yeah, we have one more spring class coming up in Cellar Press, and then we'll take a break over the summer. But this class is pretty unique and exciting, and it actually has to do with this oat milk container. It doesn't have to be oat milk, but this is made out of a material called Tetra Pak, and you'll typically see it used in like packing soup, like broth, different plant-based milks, and it has this shiny metal finish on it. And it lends itself to a style of printmaking called intaglio. And I brought along an example of intaglio. This is from Albrecht Dürer, and he was a German Renaissance artist that used intaglio. And intaglio is a method where you use like a needle and you draw with the needle on metal. Typically it involves acid, but thankfully with this method you don't need to use any. It just scratches away the top layer. So in the class, you'll take a needle and scratch your design into the Tetra Pak material and then rub ink over the design and transfer it to paper. And there's a couple more
Wow.
steps than that, but it's a really neat way to recycle. So
Wow, who would have thought that an oat milk container would be so useful? So that sounds like a really, really interesting class.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. And that class is taught by Luke Johnson, and he's coming down from Minneapolis to down from Minneapolis.
Yes, correct, down.
I
had to
always
think
get
about
that
too.
confused.
Yes. All right, well, that sounds exciting, and you're also involved in the New Ulm Farmers Market as well.
Yeah, that'll be one way that we'll be doing some Cellar Press classes. We'll have like pop-up workshops for kids so they can come and make a print. That's going to be one of our activities. We're going to have like a little bookmaking activity. We're going to do paper marbling, and that'll all be free. You just have to show up. We're looking for volunteers to help with that, and we also just would love to visit with you and see you there.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
yeah.
I know that you guys have another big concert coming up, in collaboration, I think, with
State
utilizing
Street.
State Street Theater. And so there's an advantage there to being a member for those tickets. So
Yeah.
memberships are important to keep us moving at the Grand as well, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
can you tell us a little bit about the memberships?
Yeah, so the concert is Los Lobos, and members will get early access to a code to purchase tickets starting July 6th.
Okay.
And so that's that aspect of it. But yeah, we are a nonprofit, and so we're largely funded by both grants and memberships, but we wouldn't be able to do what we do without those memberships.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
volunteers. We're always looking for
Yeah,
volunteers.
volunteers are just as helpful as members. so-
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think there's also opportunities to rent out
Yeah.
the Grand, is right? And that also helps with your
does.
with
Yeah.
your sustainability.
We have 2 Airbnb spaces, and those are listed on Airbnb as the Grand Apartment and Shell's Studio.
Oh.
They book up pretty quick, but it is worth checking it out if you have family coming to town.
Perfect.
And then beyond that, we occasionally rent out our cabaret space. We have a couple grad parties coming up that people have rented. And then also like businesses can have meetings and conferences there. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's a beautiful spot, and it's available to us to enjoy things there and also to utilize them. So it's wonderful to be able to support that effort as well. So thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
I think for now, that's about it for the start of the summer.
Yeah.
If you're looking for more information, you can check out our Facebook, and we also have regular updates on our website, and that is thegrandnewulm.org. And if you become a member, we send regular email newsletters along with paper newsletters 3 times a year. So that's a good way to keep in touch with what's going on at the Grand. So.
And also see that entertainment that's coming up on
Mhm.
Fridays. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, Olivia, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice
It
to
was
meet
great
you
having you
too.
here to learn more
Mhm.
about the Grand. And I hope you have a wonderful month. And we'll
Yeah.
see you again next month, I'm sure.
Amazing.
Somebody will be here from the
Yes.
Grand. All right. We will be right back. All right, welcome back. I am privileged to have with me Kara Knopf, and Kara is with our CAST program, and she was just telling me she's been there for 5 years already.
Right.
Which is just crazy. Time goes so fast.
It does.
But I know you're busy and you have lots to tell us about, so I'm going to have you go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Sounds like you've got some documentary programs for the month of June. So go ahead and let us know about them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
our documentary programs are pre-recorded lectures given by
Okay.
professors from universities all over the country.
Oh,
And a few like PBS and American Experience and Nova documentaries also. And they're basically for a learning experience. And when I first started with CAST, I had this idea to bring them on board. And people said, oh no, that'll never work. You know, people won't want to sit there and watch something. And that we had like 4 people that would come. Now we're up to about 25.
wow.
Oh yeah, just a few
Yeah.
years. And the programming is excellent because we can go all over the world if we want to.
Sure.
So for June, what we have coming up is the War of 1812, Redefining North America. That's on Tuesday, June 3rd. These are held
Okay.
every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. They are free. They're at the Cass Senior Center in room 112, and everyone's welcome to come. You don't have to
Okay.
pre-register, you just show up.
Nice.
So the War of 1812 is first, and then the second one, June 10th, is Mental Health, What We Know Now and What We Don't. It's by Professor Catherine Sanderson from, I want to say Amherst University, forgive me. And we are on our 4th documentary from her.
Oh,
Very positive. She's written a book called The Positive Effect, and wonderful, wonderful learning opportunity as well as inspiring.
okay.
Very, very good.
Great.
The 3rd week in June, which is the 17th, we have Edible America, How and What We Eat, which I thought, oh, what is this? And it's fascinating
Oh, good.
to see how things have changed since
Sure.
we were kids.
Absolutely.
And then the 4th week is Understanding Heredity, what we know now and what we don't. This is, you know, what did you get from your parents? What do you think you got that you didn't? That kind of
Right.
thing. So
Yeah.
that's our documentaries for June.
Okay.
Like I said, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock,
Okay.
free, no pre-registration.
Okay. And if they want to find out more about these, is there a website that they can look at?
Yes.
And see those?
Our website is, it's a long one, it's communityandseniorstogether.org.
Okay.
Okay?
Communityandseniorstogether.org. I
Okay.
think they can remember that.
We also have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And then we have 2 different newsletters. We have our hard copy newsletter that comes out once a month.
Okay.
And that's available at here, for example, at the library and at all the senior living places in town and several stores. And then we also have our every Friday online only newsletter.
Oh, wonderful.
And we do need their email
Okay.
address for that, but it's
Sure.
free.
Okay.
And that has the latest and greatest, all the
Okay.
updates
Okay.
of everything that's going on.
And if somebody wanted their name on that email list, just call you.
Call us, it's
Okay.
507-354-3212, or our email address is castnu, so CASTNU, @newalmtel.net. And we can
Perfect.
add you to the list and we'll have you on, and that's the best way to get the most information.
Yes,
And
that
you can
sounds
You
great.
get all of this.
Delivered right to you
Yep.
personally. All right, very good.
Mhm.
And you've also got educational programs coming up.
Yes, usually on
Okay.
Thursdays,
Okay.
also usually free. And
Mm-hmm.
the educational programs were an offshoot of the old Castle Lifelong Learning program,
Okay.
which we took away in 2023 because there's a $100 membership per year. And it was limiting who could attend, and we wanted to take that barrier away. So we got rid of that, changed the name, and now we do amazing things. For June, we're actually starting something new. They're from Great Courses Plus, so we subscribe to that, which is fabulous opportunity for us. These are situations where you can learn. We generally have in-person speakers, but these are pre-recorded. Forgotten America, rediscovering events that changed the nation. It's a 12-part series. For June, we're going to cover lectures 1 through 3 and then 4 through 6.
Okay.
The first 2 weeks of the month, we'll continue then in July. The last 2 weeks of the month, we have former teacher Lowell Liebman, who I'm sure you know.
Yes, of course.
He's back for his third segment of this Broadway.
Oh,
He does a
wow.
lot of presentations on
Yes.
Broadway.
Wow.
So he's doing Broadway musicals, opening numbers, and that's part 1 of 4. And then the second week, June 26th, will be Broadway musicals classic numbers. And it'll be from, The Wizard of Oz, Porgy and Bess, Annie Get Your Gun, all that jazz, Chorus Line, South Pacific, all those classic
Yes.
things. And then he'll come back the last 2 weeks in July and do parts 3 and 4.
Lowell Liebman.
Yes.
That is such a great community resource.
Oh, he does wonderful programs
Yes.
for us.
Wow.
So that's going on for June. Educational programs, usually on Thursdays, all of them for June are. They start at 1:30 and they usually go till 2:30, 3 o'clock. Again, these are very well attended. The Lowell ones, I'm guessing we'll have 50 to 60 guests
Wow.
at each of these.
And that's all at the community center.
It's all at the community center in room
Yeah.
112.
Room 112.
Yep. And again,
Okay.
it's all in our newsletters. It's on our website, on our Facebook page.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, what else is going on? Anything else we need? Sounds like you guys have a busy docket for.
We do.
for June.
I keep the seniors very busy.
Yeah.
We also do movie matinees.
Oh.
Every Friday
Okay.
afternoon at 1 o'clock here in the library meeting room
Oh.
in partnership with the library, and it's put on by the New Ulm Optimist Club. So what we do is we start in January with the 1910s and we go forward to December the 2020s. And it's
Wow.
every month we choose a different decade.
Okay.
So for June, we're in the 1980s. And the first week, which is Friday, June 6th, we have Footloose, classic Kevin Bacon movie. The second week is Glory.
Yep.
So a phenomenal movie. And then the third week is Airplane, which is just silly and fun.
It's fun.
And then Places in the Heart is the fourth week. That's Friday, June 27th.
Yeah.
So again, these are free.
Wow.
You don't need to pre-register. You just show up. You can bring refreshments if you want.
Mhm.
We do have a hearing aid compatible connection to the sound system here. Some movies have captions, but not all.
Okay.
So we do have that available for people
Oh,
too.
wonderful.
And those are every Friday, all
Good
year
to know.
round. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we do that. And then we also have our Friends in the Kitchen, which is a cooking class. It's the second Wednesday of every month. We just had it yesterday. Chef Renee Retzlaff
Yes.
comes and she does
Mhm.
3 dishes for us. And everyone gets to sample the dishes and take home the recipes.
Oh, fun.
So that's going on. And we
Yeah.
just started an Alzheimer's caregiver group, support group on Tuesdays, the second Tuesday of every month
Okay.
at 10:30. And that's proved very popular already.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
And
becoming a lot more, how do I want to say that? It's becoming a bigger
it is.
topic and, it's just no longer taboo. It's what we're living with and we're learning how to live
Yeah.
with it. So,
And this is for the caregivers to talk to someone else who knows what's going
Perfect.
on.
yes.
And that's a new thing. So the second Tuesday of every month.
Mhm.
And then every week we have a lot of different card games and things. We have Sheephead.
Oh.
On Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, we have Hand and Foot, which is a card game.
Mhm.
Mondays and Thursdays, we have Cribbage on Mondays and Wednesdays. We have 500 and Bridge on Thursdays. So lots going on. And then bingo,
Yeah.
of course, is Wednesdays.
Okay.
Every Wednesday at 1:30.
Every Wednesday at 1:30 is
Mhm.
bingo.
Don't miss
So-
bingo.
Don't miss bingo. Well, it sounds like for any senior that
Yeah.
wants to stay active, they know where to go and
yeah.
they know that there's a lot of variety being offered. So that's wonderful.
We do have a lot of
Yeah.
options for them. And it's a fun group of people that attend. It isn't dull and
Yeah.
dreary.
Yeah.
It's very friendly, very open, and we get very engaged people.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to be a part of that and become a little bit more active in your community, check it out. Check it out. All right. Anything else?
No, just that it's in the community center, the senior center.
Yeah.
We're open from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Is when the building is open, so people
Yes.
are welcome at any time.
Yeah.
We do also have a free lending program of books, DVDs, CDs, that you can come and just check out whatever you want.
Wow.
Actually, you don't even need to check them out. You just borrow them. And just
Yeah.
bring them back when you're done.
Yeah.
And it works just wonderfully.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so we have that
Yeah.
too.
That's a great opportunity for.
And our exercise classes, I almost
Oh,
forgot.
let's
Sorry
talk
about
about
that.
those.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Sale exercise classes. So it's staying active and independent for life every Tuesday and Friday at 10:30. And we have probably 25 or 30 people each time. And there are men in the class too, so it's not
Yeah.
just women.
There you go.
It's sponsored by Catholic Charities, so it doesn't cost anyone a dime.
Nice.
And you just show up, and it's a lot of stretching
Okay.
A lot of balance work, not so much aerobic. And the instructors just ask that you do what you can do. So if you need
Yeah.
to sit, that's fine. You need to hold on to a chair, that's fine. But a very popular class.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of a high energy, fun
Yeah.
environment.
We know that as we get older, our balance and things like that just are compromised.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what a great place to be able to exercise and do those things in a safe environment
Yeah.
where you can just make yourself a little bit better.
Yep, and everyone's
So-
welcome, and again, no charge. So
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, I'm glad you didn't forget about that because those are important. Those are important things to know. So
lots to remember.
yeah, lots to remember, lots to be, lots of offerings there. So again, you can go to the website or you can give them a call, and Cara or somebody in her group will help
Take-
them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time to share that with us.
Thanks
We
for
truly
having me.
appreciate it, and it was good to see you again.
Yes.
And good luck with everything this June. And I'm sure we'll see you back again July, I would guess.
Actually, I'm back in June.
Are you back in June?
I'm back
For
every
the
month.
July. Yes,
Every
okay,
month
well,
this
very
year.
good. All right, well, thank you so much. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
And stay tuned, we'll be right back. All right, well, welcome back. And now I have a very dear friend, which I'm told is secondary to why you're here. But Mr. Alexander Roth is here to tell us about the Wandagog House and some exciting things that are going on there. And I got a little bit of a sneak peek into some of that, and I'm super, super excited to hear about what you guys have been up to. So I'm going to go ahead and give it up to you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, what's happening at the Wandagog House is really incredible right now. But first of all, thank you so much for driving the bus, and thanks so much to New Cat for hosting us here. Wow, yeah. Starting, I guess we could probably start out that the Wandagog House has got our opening on the 22nd of May, and it is called The Many Colors of Wandagog. And it's the Many Colors of Wandagog because most of the people here know, of course, Wandagog as the author of the Millions of Cats book, which is the longest in-print American picture book, still 100 years. It's going to be 100 years in 2028. It's really amazing that
That
we
is
have that
amazing.
here, right?
That is amazing.
And of course we got-
And it's us.
It is.
It's us.
It's us,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we have new acquisitions that are coming. First of all, we had from the acquisitions that we just got last year, we have a lot of our work in color that is really not very well known. So it's the colors of Wandagog, meaning that. We're also talking about, of course, her activism, her feminism, that she was really pretty amazing that way. Of course, I wanted her to be really like out there with the activism. And by doing a lot of research, what I found that she was very kind of on the down low. She would support things that she loved, but she wasn't aggressive about it,
Right.
which I thought was kind of indicative of how it is here in New Ulm a lot. And then
Yeah.
the last, of course, is what the Philadelphia Museum of Art, UPenn, Alicia Meyer has coined as a Gagassance, which is a renaissance of Wandagog, which is, as you know, last year the Whitney Museum in New York City had the retrospective. The Philadelphia Museum of Art had that. I know that the UPenn is going to think about they're doing something as well. So it's really amazing. Also, sorry if I talk your ear off.
Oh, I know. I'm
But,
interested, and I'm sure that they are as well.
There's a podcast, a 3-part series, which I just discovered, Stuff You Missed in History Class. And they do 3-part series all on Wandagog,
Wow.
which is really amazing.
Because I missed a lot in history
I
class,
did too.
I think, so
I think, yeah.
this would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And all of this, and I love the fact that you're saying that you've learned all of these things about her. So
Yeah.
you're still learning things about this woman.
Totally.
And,
Totally.
you know, she's so well known to us, but how well did we really know her?
Right.
So I love that. So
Yeah.
thanks for digging
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah, it really is amazing. And I always have to do this because I forget about this part. I get so wrapped up in the other stuff, I forget about
You're
the...
passionate, and
Right.
that's
It
important.
is at 226 North Washington Street, which is 3rd North and Washington Street, 6 p.m. on the 22nd, wandagoghouse.org. And the telephone number, which I also forget, is 507-359-2632.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, good. That's how you can get a hold of them. That's how you can find them. Tell us what else is going on.
Oh, my word. Well, We just got a grant from the New Ulm Area Foundation,
Yeah.
a very substantial grant to start doing the painting and that. It's an old building, so
Yes.
we really need a lot of work and we
Absolutely.
need volunteers and that sort of
it's
thing.
not free.
It is
you
not
know?
free,
Not
unfortunately.
free.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. New Ulm Area Foundation is a great organization
Yeah, they
that
really
really
are.
supports the things that are important in town that
Mm-hmm.
that need those types of things. So, yeah, that is a great opportunity for
Yeah.
you guys. And who's going to do the painting? You probably need some
I wanted
volunteers,
to talk to you
right?
about that, actually.
Well, I might. I'm pretty good at it.
I've heard that.
I'm
I've
pretty
heard
good
that,
at it.
so.
I might be
Um,
able to help with that.
Yeah. I think, kind of what I think is really amazing is that we have the Whitney. We have these major arts organizations, as a lot of people know. She's in the British Museum, in the Pushkin Museum, in the National Bibliothèque in France. So she's all over. But she's also really embedded here in New Ulm. And her ties to Turner Hall and all of that is really so much indicative of who she was as a person, how it influenced her work as an artist, as an author. It's really amazing that she's here in New Ulm.
Yeah.
And we get to celebrate
Yes,
this.
that is incredible. We are very blessed in this community. I think they're very blessed to have you working with them. How did you come to, I know you're not here 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So I know that this is part of what draws you back, and for
Yes,
that I'm
of course,
thankful.
of course.
Along with having family here. But
Yeah.
what brought you into being a part of Wanda Gog House?
I was in Washington Heights, and
Mm-hmm.
I love Washington Heights. It's, as you know, I lived in New York City. I lived more in Hell's Kitchen. Washington Heights wasn't really quite my place, so I think I'm going to maybe move back down to Hell's Kitchen. And at that moment, the board reached out to me, and they said, hey, we're going to looking at buying a lot of the new requisitions. The estate is selling some things out. And I thought I really wanted to come back here and be a part of that. And
Wow.
yeah, you probably know me well enough. I get impassioned with something like this. And, I walked into the house at one time and I thought, what am I doing? I'm going to be giving up a lot of my time doing a lot of that sort of thing. So literally I said out loud, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this anyway. So, this story needs to be told, and her story needs to be told. And we also have original words from Flavia, so we're really trying to showcase her every single year more. She's also an unsung hero in that
Okay.
family. Fantastic. So,
Yeah, and what is that relationship again? That was-
sister, youngest sister.
Sister,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll wait to hear from more
I know,
of that
right?
because, and I think you've got some of the original work, some of the things and storyboards and stuff like that.
yeah,
Did I
exactly.
hear?
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we just
I think
got,
that was the little bit that I had heard in advance. So, yeah.
We just got 6 new lithographs of the Gone is Gone, along with Wanda's writing and everything in the back. And the more we do things like this, the more you're of service here and helping us all out, the more this gets out. And now, I think somebody saw it on YouTube. They Googled and had bought this work, I think, in Florida at an estate sale, and hung on to it because they themselves were an artist. They realized it was something. And when they saw this, they could, now at the time, we can find out a lot of information. So they reached out to Darla Geppert, and we were able to purchase it.
That is incredible. Now, will those be on display or what happens with that?
They
now?
will. Matter of fact, because they've now come to us, they are going to be a focal point for next year's show, which I'm so excited to
Wow.
create.
I
mean,
can't
it's
wait to
amazing.
see them. I
Yeah.
think that sounds just absolutely,
I-
just fascinating.
I expected them to be like storyboards, because the book, if you know, the book is relative.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe
Sure.
they're huge. They're great. So,
So they start out large.
I guess.
Obviously,
I guess,
and that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's great to see how that stuff trickles in from an estate sale,
All over. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it finds a home back
Yeah.
where it
Where it
probably
came from.
originated.
Yeah.
It's those things I just don't think are a fluke. I think there's nothing is by
No.
chance when it comes to stuff like that.
No,
But
I agree.
what a cool
Yeah.
thing.
And it all comes back here.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
cool. So-
Wow. So what else is going on? Anything?
Let's see.
Not like that's not enough for crying out loud.
Let's,
but-
look at my notes. I think that almost covers it, unless you can think of something. Oh, of course. So revamp the attic studio. Anton was there, and that's where he could shut that huge door and have some peace away from the kids.
Oh.
So we had a lot of his his sketchbook and things. So I've copied that and actually put them all over on the wall. The way that when he would paint and draw and sketch things, he would just stick them on the wall.
Oh, wow.
I want to talk about serendipity, synchronicity. This is so crazy.
Yes.
So we have a picture of Wanda because we got two. We have two new lithographs. Thank you. This is the other thing. We have two new lithographs, Siesta and Winter Garden. They were out at All Creation. They also came when we brought Wanda's mirror, the one that she used for self-portraits. We brought that back to the house.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, right?
Right.
So that's there, and we're going to put the lithographs there because they ended up coming with it. Well, we have a picture of Wanda reflected in that very mirror. Right?
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I'm not done. So somebody said, just put it out there, ask for it. And I'm looking for a table, a architectural table that looks like the one in the picture. And they said, you're not going to find it. These are old ones. Everybody wants them. So I thought, okay, ask the universe,
Right,
whatever, God,
right.
whatever you want to call it. And I went down to Friends and I said, just want to put it out there. I'm looking for this easel. And they looked at me and they said, we have one in our garage. My father, the Matsons from Matson Inc. So I got that. And the other thing I was looking for was a bench. And when I went down to pick up the easel, I said, what's that? And they said, it's a bench. And they said, we're going to ask if you had, it's ridiculous. So I just feel like the universe is coming together
Exactly. It
to
sounds
really
like
help
it
out.
is.
Yeah, it's
it sounds
amazing.
like it is.
It's
And it sounds
incredible.
like it's going to be a huge opportunity for the community
Yeah,
to be a part of that. And right here.
Yeah.
Right here in town.
yeah.
So what does it take to go and take a look at all of this stuff? You must have tours? You're
We do.
open
We have
to-
tours. We're open over the weekends. I'm always trying to get more docents so that we can be open a lot more. I'd love it if we were open for Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Sure.
and Sunday. At the moment, it's still Saturday 10 to 4 and Sunday 11 to 2.
Okay.
After the opening, I want to be there at least on Friday evenings.
Okay.
Friday evening and then on Saturday as well, so that we can really can help
Yeah.
the show along in that. So.
Wow, that's amazing. So these pictures up in the attic or the upstairs room is what you called it?
Yeah, the attic studio.
The attic
yes.
studio. Will they be able to tour up there
Absolutely.
and see all of that too?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And then they also have all those little pieces that they found under the floorboards. I could go on and on about this because the history of
You've got 5 more minutes.
History of New Ulm is also in that house. So I know that, was it the 4Bs, bricks, beer, Backstein, bricks, Backstein, beer, Burg cigars, the cigars were called, but buttons, I believe, was another one because we used to manufacture buttons here.
Really?
Yeah, from the
Okay.
river. Before, all of a sudden, I think Malmite or plastic or whatever, just all of a sudden killed that industry.
Yeah.
But there are buttons there. There are some of the pieces of the Burg cigars, the wrappers or
Yeah.
whatever, is all under the floor there, and we'll have those on display as well. I mean,
Okay, so,
Yeah.
inquiring minds like mine did they just decide not to clean it up before they put the floorboards on? Or did they choose to place those there for this particular
Well,
reason?
come to the Wanagog house and you will see what happened because it's an old house, wide floorboards, wide cracks in between the floor, so that the kids were playing up there and they slipped under the cracks. So
Okay, that sounds like enough information for us to all go and take a look at the Wandagog house. It sounds like it's changing all the time.
All the time.
It's, I might help paint some walls. So that is just wonderful
Yeah.
information. And you've been busy with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's
Did you
great.
get to go to Florida to grab that
I,
stuff?
I did
No,
not.
no.
I did not, unfortunately.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I think you should just come and see the house.
I think
because
so too.
I could talk your ear off for
Yeah.
another 5 hours, so
Yeah,
I will
well,
spare you that.
You know what, I would enjoy it, but I know we don't have that kind of time here, but we will catch up. The other thing I was going to ask is tours. What is the price of those? And are you still, I'm assuming you're still looking for volunteers and donations?
We are, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
you brought that up. So we took a vote, and we decided that the Wanagog House is free all the time for everyone. And it is
Wow.
because this is also part of the legacy of what Wanagog is, where we
Yeah.
decided to open it up for everyone. Obviously, you know, please give generously, because this is how we
Right.
create these kind of programmings. This is how
Yeah.
we do what we do,
Yes.
and of course keep the house up. It is an old
Yeah.
house, so
Yeah, and again, you know, we mentioned things like that don't happen for free, even though they're a nonprofit and they are a historical society.
yeah.
Yeah, you're registered, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And, but that doesn't mean that all of those, that paint and things like that get paid for. That doesn't happen, or the utility bills. So let's help out how we can and keep this alive in New Ulm, which is exactly what Alex has been doing for us as well, and your board. So thank you so much. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure having
It
you
was
here
really
today.
great, thank you.
Can't wait to learn more, and I will be there for a tour. And I think I'll come on a Friday night and you can show me around up there.
Perfect.
All right. So you guys might probably want to do that too. Don't miss out. And thanks for tuning in for this segment, and we'll be right back.
Thanks so much.
Welcome back. And now I am so excited to introduce you to two people from State Street Theater. This is Landon Hudson and Lori Jewell, our executive director at the theater. Welcome.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for coming.
So Sandy, Landon is new to directing at State Street, and we're just super excited to have him. And I'm
Oh,
going to let
absolutely.
you guys chat a little bit so you can get to know him.
Yes, that sounds great. So tell us about this show, and what is your background?
Yeah. Oh.
My phone, or my watch actually just told us it's 12:50, which must mean,
It's time.
sorry, I'm sorry about that. So tell us about what brought you
Yeah.
in to do this.
So I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh,
Moved here to Mankato. I go to MSU.
oh, okay.
And
My alma mater.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm an acting student there, and we saw the New Ulm. They had posted an Instagram ad about looking for a director, and my partner's from New Ulm, and she was like, "You should, go out." And I said, "Oh." You know what I mean? I've been in New Ulm like 3 times.
Right,
I
What
teach,
better way to
yeah,
learn, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, but it was kind of perfect because I teach here on Mondays at Jefferson, and so it worked out. And so
Nice.
we had the interview, and we were watching a movie, and I got it, and it's been great. I have a theater company back home in Kansas
Wow.
City, but coming here and taking a little break from my acting
Right.
to also do this has been great. We have 40 people in the show, which has been crazy.
Yeah.
But we really want a huge show, and we have, I think, from ages 6 to 71 as our kind of age range for our
Wow.
cast.
That is great.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Well, and it's such an amazing play. It's a well-known play.
Yeah.
And so people should be excited about being able to see it right here in our own community,
Yep.
where you don't have to pay extra for your parking.
Yep.
There's places to park. There's, you've got a concession stand. It's just, we're just so lucky to have all of this right here and available for
And
us.
affordable ticket
And
prices.
affordable ticket prices. I mean, seriously, you're not going to see them at that price. I mean, and we'll talk more about that. But so it sounds like you have a lot of experience with theater. Tell me about that experience. What brought you to? I mean,
Yeah.
are you on the acting side? What pieces have you all?
Yeah, I mean, we started directing after COVID. Directing my company back home is called Sandstone, and we kind of had all sat down to figure out something we wanted to do, and we would go see shows in Kansas City all the time, and I would see all these actors in shows that I would see in 10 shows, but I knew nothing about them. So our company kind of focusing on the actor themselves rather than a show.
Okay.
And so we pick songs and monologues to showcase them. And so that's my background on the directing side. It's been really awesome to come to community theater. It's been really humbling and to come back because I've been in the educational and
Okay.
the professional setting. And so kind of just coming back to, I think what's really beautiful about our show is all of our actors are volunteering their time to be here.
Yeah.
8 hours a week to just be with me. And it's very awesome that they are all, we have a lot of moms who are taking away from their kids. And I also think too, it's been awesome for all of our kiddos. Most of their parents just sit there every night, volunteer just to give up their time.
Sure.
And so it's been awesome because I think sometimes in the business, people are getting a check. So it's more of it becomes a 9 to 5 or becomes a job. And all of these people, they just want to be there. And I think it's been super awesome to only work with people who want to.
Just have the passion.
Who want to come. So it's been awesome to come back and we're just focused on put on a good show, and all those other factors have kind of subsided, which is really awesome.
We are very, very fortunate that you saw that ad
Yeah.
and that you decided to act on it because with being a part of the theater as well, I'm on the board with State Street, and I know that a really important part for us to keep all of that alive is to what we talk about padding our pool or just putting people in our buckets, good experienced people that can offer this type of opportunity for our community people. And again, like you mentioned, these are all, people have to remember too, these are people that just want, that they're up on stage because they want to do this. And they're giving up other parts of their life at the time to be able to do it in the best way that they can.
I think it's been really awesome to see some of our kids who I can see are gonna go do this or wanna go to school for it. Also seeing some of our older cast members see maybe they had to put that life of maybe professional performing or full-time performing aside for things to kind of get that joy kind of back. I just think that's been really awesome. And I think with this show being older, I think it's been awesome that we can introduce it to people my age, but also these kids had no idea. You know, it's sometimes it's just like the summer show and you go out for it, and we have the kids almost in every scene, and they get to run around and be kids, and it's awesome that a lot of our older cast members have done the show before, and so they get that experience of getting to relive. I did the show back in the 70s or in the 80s, and then some of these kids are like, I didn't know it, and it's just kind of bridging that gap.
I thought I heard that song once before,
Yes.
or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been I think it's cool that college students my age too can appreciate a classic show because education-wise it's the foundation. And I think Meredith Wilson's show is very historically kind of new of its kind. Some of these patter songs and these fast-paced just earworms you hadn't known before. I always joke with my team that works on the show that if I was 21 when the show came out, I would have been absolutely obsessed with it because you just have never heard anything like it before. So I just can imagine people when this came out were like, this is the coolest thing. Yeah.
That's great. What are some of your other favorite shows that you
Yeah,
to do?
I thought about this. We had a radio show on Tuesday, and I've done Shrek, the show. I've done that 10 times.
Wow.
So I would say Shrek is probably one of my other. I've done it
As an actor, all of those times?
Actor, I was in middle school. I was sound crew.
Oh, okay, so in all different aspects.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that show is
Probably need to direct one.
I
here.
know, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Yes,
So
well, there you go.
I would say that one is one I can't feel like I can't get away from. I just
That's
keep going back.
That's
cool.
great. That's good to know. We talked about the songs, like they might recognize a song. 76 trombones is one of them, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Is that this one?
Yes, with the kind of edits and cuts and things, some lyrics have been kind of moved around because obviously the show is older, so things have been updated. But I think 76 trombones, Iowa Stubborn, Gary, Indiana, some of these just radio earworms that, I think sometimes with the show you'll realize you know more songs than you think you do.
I think it's going to surprise people.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. That's usually what gets me. So when is this all happening, guys?
Yeah, our show opens on Friday, July 25th. And that's going to run Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday and Saturday will be at night at 7 p.m. curtain. And then we have a Sunday matinee on July 27th at 2. So we have 3 chances to come and see our show.
That's wonderful. And tickets, we can get them on the website.
Our website, statestreetnewulm.org. You can come by the box office and see Janice Monday through Friday from 9 to noon. Or you can just call the number 507-359-9990 and they'll be able to help you over the phone as well.
That's great. Well, thanks for filling us in on all of that with the musical. We're super excited for it, and we're grateful for all you've given to it.
Thank you.
But let's talk about what's coming up next for State Street.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a unique show coming up. It is a band out of California called Noise Pollution, and they play in the tribute style of AC/DC.
Okay.
So for our rock and rollers, this is your show.
Yeah, there you
We don't
go.
have a lot that we offer in that particular vein, so I'm really excited. Songs you might recognize would be You Shook Me All Night Long, Back in Black. High energy show, rock lovers are going to want to be there.
Yes. Perfect. And how do they get tickets for that? And I
Yep,
know
yep.
they've been
Oh,
selling pretty well.
They
I
have been
think.
selling. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
get your tickets soon.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be good. Come to statestreetnewulm.org, box office, as Linda mentioned, same thing, and that phone number again, 507-359-9990.
Okay. What other shows are coming up?
Yeah, we have, well, actually, we've got a scheduling change that I wanted
Okay.
to mention.
All right.
So it's our Roy Orbison show. He was planning to be scheduled here soon, so some folks might have an older upcoming events list, and it still has him listed as
Okay.
coming up soon. But no, we've moved him to 2026 Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice.
So we're having a Valentine's Day show with Roy Orbison.
Love
and
it.
Exactly. So it works
Yes.
out great. If you had
Perfect.
tickets that you already purchased, they're valid for the next show, so no
Sure.
problem there. You
Yep.
don't have to do a thing.
Yep.
We've already transferred those.
Perfect.
Yep. So just know that our Roy Orbison show is happening. It's just not happening around right now.
Good to know.
So yeah, we're also hoping we're hosting some summer camps. So that's exciting. Lots of details through the New Ulm Park and Rec program.
Okay.
So look there for all the registration
Sure.
information and
Okay.
more information, because there's a lot. But we're 3 camps total. So kiddos age ranges from 7 to 15.
Okay.
And 3 different camps. The first camp is 1 week long. And that one, we're inviting folks who are all between 10 and 15 years old.
Okay.
But specifically, we want to put an invite out to kids on the spectrum.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
if kids have autism, they want to feel like they're a part of this great group and be collaborative, they're definitely invited for that first week. They can also sign up for the rest of the camps,
Yeah.
as long as their age range fits. But we wanted to make sure we got a special invite out to those folks. Camp 2 is same idea, but it's 2 weeks long.
Okay.
And that one is in the afternoons. And that we're, again, making a special invite out to kids that are bilingual English-Spanish. And we want the Hispanic, Latinx kids to feel
Okay.
like they are included and a part of that program.
Wonderful.
And then the third camp is for our young performers, age 7 to 13.
Okay.
And that one's going to just meet 4 days a week for 2 hours, because that
Oh,
works better for the youngers,
sure.
just
Yeah.
a couple of hours in the
Yep.
afternoon. And all the unique thing about all 3 of these camps is each one of them, the students in the camp, the campers, are going to write their own plays.
Oh, wow.
So it's completely brand new, something you've never seen before, and they're all open to the public. So we'd love for the public to come and to support
Absolutely.
these
See what they
campers
came up
and
with.
come and see these shows. Yeah. So there might be, for one camp that's 1 week, maybe it's 2 10-minute shows.
Yeah.
Maybe for the one that's 2 weeks long, maybe that's 3 15-minute shows.
Right.
We'll kind of let them lead the programming, which is
Sure.
really unique.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So we're excited about that.
Okay, and then again, they can go to New Ulm Park and Rec and double check on those camps. So
Yeah,
Make sure you
exactly.
do that.
Yep.
Or give them a call at 359-9990, and they can guide you to the right information.
Yep. And then our season subscriptions are
Yes.
in full force. So season subscriptions for State Street means that you can get 3 plays, so 2 plays and a musical, that as one subscription.
Yeah.
Or you can get 5 concerts, or you can put all of them together,
Yes.
and you can get 8 shows total. So that's the full package.
Yes.
And double that, boom, boom, you've got it called date night. So we've got those options. Lots of great shows. Again, our website is going to have the most details. We don't maybe have a lot of time today to go over everything,
Right.
but some unique ones. We are going to have world famous guitarist Trace Bundy play. So that's super exciting. We're producing a show called Carols by Candlelight. So some of you may have seen on Instagram or those places, those candlelight type shows. We're hosting our very own here
Wonderful.
with some local talent, which is exciting. And kicking off that season with Church of Cash. Everybody loves.
Everybody
Again, our
loves
local
Church-
guy playing
Absolutely.
Johnny
Yeah.
Cash in that tribute band, amazing. And then by popular demand, you were demanding it personally.
I was.
ABBA,
I was.
absolutely fab.
They
So
are so much fun and so good.
that
So
ABBA
good.
group is back. So
Perfect.
plan your home shopping opener November 8th to be there for
You
that
don't
one.
wanna miss it.
You don't. You don't. It's
No.
going to be packed.
It's gonna be packed.
Absolutely. And feel free
Yeah.
to wear your, ABBA gear too, because
Yeah.
that makes it fun.
Pile that hair up.
Yeah. So we got feedback about our season that they wanted more of those matinee shows. So we
Yeah.
did really work hard to make that happen. So 5 out of those 8 shows have a 2 p.m. option.
Perfect.
So
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday
Or a
afternoon.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
no,
Sunday
yes,
or Saturday afternoon.
perfect.
Because that makes it nice, especially in the winter, because
Yeah.
a lot of folks don't want to be out driving after dark.
Right.
And that way you can
Yeah.
still see a great show in the afternoon and still
Yeah.
get home
Absolutely.
in time for supper.
Yep, I'm a fan.
So one thing that's new this year for our season subscription, we're hosting 3 seating options. So we have the elite seats, and those are at $50 seats. And then we have our premier seats, those are the $40 seats. Or we have our standard seats, which is the $30 seats. So people can choose their
Yes.
subscription according to where they want to sit, according
Love
to what
that.
their price
Yep.
level is.
Yep.
So I think that's really nice that we've
I think
got
it's
options
wonderful.
for everybody.
Yeah, that's the other thing to remember about those subscriptions is that you can go in there and pick your seats for all of those. You know where you're sitting.
Yep.
And it eliminates the guesswork later.
Yeah,
So,
and it's for the
yeah.
whole season.
For
You've
the
got your
whole
seats
season.
chosen, which
Yes.
is fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
our next other subscription discount program is, first time we're ever doing this, which is very
Okay.
exciting. We've partnered with the New Ulm Community Concert Association.
Yes, that's right.
They've been around for 78 years.
Wow.
Isn't that exciting?
Yes,
Yeah, so they have been
yes.
doing this programming for all of those years, and it's 4 shows. And this time, all 4 of those shows are going to be at State Street Theater, and they have amazing opportunities there. And the discounts are awesome.
Yes,
So if
yes.
you are interested in concerts, this is a program to purchase. This is a membership package. They're going to have an Americana band called the Young Originals. They're going to have a pianist called Nate Hance. They're going to have a magician group called the Conjurers, who are currently selling out in Las Vegas.
Wow.
I mean, they are really
Yeah.
a great group. In fact, their theater in the Orleans hotel, in their theater that they have in Vegas, is being closed for renovations. So that's what's allowing them to go on tour for a year.
Wow.
Isn't that a neat?
What a cool opportunity.
Yeah, so
for
they're
us.
coming to us.
Yeah.
I can't believe it on,
Yeah.
on their tour.
Yeah.
So you gotta get that package for that one.
Yes.
And then the last guy is named Tom Glenn, and he's playing in the style of Paul Simon, Jim Croce,
Oh.
James Taylor, all those songs you know.
Love.
So that package for those 4 shows, which if you saw them anywhere else would be just really, really expensive, $65
That's not a piece.
for
That's
all
of
4
them.
shows.
That's all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, it just doesn't even seem possible.
Yeah.
But if you're one of those people that like to be entertained and have things to do, a State Street Theater package and a community
Yeah.
concert, you wouldn't be disappointed. That's 10 or more
Yeah.
events you could see
Yep,
at
absolutely.
any time. So, yeah, check it out.
And then they have a kids program as well. So that youth membership is all of those 4 shows. Anyone 18 and under, $25.
Oh, my goodness.
So get a family package.
Get a family
You know,
package.
and then you've got
Yeah,
entertainment.
yeah.
And you're exposing your kids to unique shows that they
Right.
never would have seen
Yep.
otherwise.
And going through State Street now, they can pick their seats
Right?
for those shows. So it's a win-win.
Makes it easy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. So that's a lot of information.
I know. It is
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much for what you're doing. Thank you, Lori,
You're
of
welcome.
course. I'm indebted to you for so many things. Lori makes a lot of things possible that wouldn't already be possible at State Street, so we appreciate
appreciate that.
her. And everybody who volunteers and supports the theater. Thank you very much. Thanks, you guys, for coming. Good luck with the show. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Lori, good luck with everything you've got. Is there
Thank you.
anything else you'd
Yeah,
like to
a
say?
quick group of thank yous.
Yes.
New Ulm Area Foundation, they support us with grants, so a huge shout out to them.
Yeah.
And we recently found out we also got an ISD 88, Independent School District 88, a foundation grant from them.
Oh, my
So
goodness, that's
that makes some of this
wonderful.
programming possible.
Absolutely. We
So-
can't do it without the help of others. So it's community.
Absolutely.
All community and collaboration.
thank you for
So,
that.
Thank you, and thank you guys.
You bet.
And stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Believe me, no, I
But,
welcome anything I can get.
And I kind of put some pauses in here where I'll stop talking
Okay,
and then try to
Okay, and then
kind
I
of
can-
bold
sure.
a way that you might
Yes.
phrase a question
Okay.
to bring the next
all
topic.
right,
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. Oh, I better check to see what time it is. I have a habit of talking a little longer than I should. Which, if you know me better, you understand that that is a real issue. So, all right.
Me too.
You too? Okay. All right, welcome back. It is my pleasure now to introduce you to Don and Dan they are here representing the New Ulm Municipal Band. And I hear you guys have an anniversary coming up, but I'd like to hear some about your history of the band.
Sure. We're entering our 80th year, and the band was founded in 1946 as a result of the city of New Ulm passing what was called at that time a band tax. And so it provided funding for the New Ulm Municipal Band. So
Wow.
we've been in existence ever since. It's been a nice run and a nice committed run.
Yes.
Want to add something, Dan?
Yeah. The municipal band is the second oldest musical organization in New Ulm. The oldest is the Concord Singers. They were founded in
Sure.
1931, and in just 6 years, they're going to have their centennial anniversary.
Crazy, that's
Yeah.
crazy, and I did not know that. I've
Yeah.
known about them, I just never knew that it started that
Yeah,
early.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. All right, and what else would you like to tell us about some of this, about the municipal band?
Well, we have a busy season in front of us for June, July, August, and even into September. Our first performance will be at the New Ulm City Cemetery on Memorial Day on May 26th. And that'll be our first performance. And then after that, June 4th, we hit our heavy concert schedule.
Okay.
June 4th and June 11th will be at German Park, starting at 8 o'clock. On June 18th, we have Oak Hills Ice Cream Social. It's a good fundraiser for them. That's on June 18th. June 25th, we have another concert at German Park. And then in July, we have July 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th, all of those German Park concerts, all starting at 7 o'clock. Plus on July 20th, we're performing at Bavarian Blast at 11 in the morning, plus we're taking part in the parade.
Wow.
And then we also have a concert at State Street Theater, just the New Ulm Municipal Band,
Wonderful.
on Tuesday, August 5th. So we will do a feature concert for us, indoor concert. And then we take a couple weeks off, and then on September 6th, at 6 p.m., we are doing Herman Fest
Wow,
at Harmon Park. So it's a busy
yeah,
concert season for us, about 11, 12 concerts.
wow, you are
Yeah.
busy.
Yes.
You are busy.
Mhm. And you'll notice that all the concerts are outdoors except for State Street
Except
Theater.
for State Street, I was just thinking it could rain that day,
Well,
not the other ones.
we do have backup venue for rain days.
Good, good,
But all of the concerts are free and open to the public.
that's wonderful.
When it's in the park, you can just walk in and sit down and enjoy the evening,
Yes,
enjoy the
Yeah.
afternoon. At State Street Theater, it'll also be a free concert.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. Sounds like you guys are gonna be busy. I would imagine you have to practice in there at all, or are you guys also seasoned at this point of playing
We
together?
started rehearsals in March.
Okay,
And we go every Tuesday evening for about an hour and a half. And so that gives us a chance to learn some new music and
sure,
get through the ones that we do know that we do from year to year. And so that by the time May, June rolls around, we are ready to go with our
Okay.
concert season. Plus, we still rehearse throughout the summertime too. So.
wow, wow, what a great commitment
Mhm.
for people.
Mhm.
And if everything is free, how do you guys get through all of that? Like how do I want to say that? What allows you to be able to do this for free, for the community to do it for free?
Well, first of all, we are funded by the city of New Ulm.
Okay,
And we have a good stipend from them. Plus, when we play for like Bavarian Blast, we do get paid for those
performances.
gigs too, so to speak. And
Wonderful.
also Oak Hills pays us a small stipend too.
Okay,
So that provides the funding for the municipal band, plus and in addition to that, then each player in the municipal band gets a small stipend for performing
wonderful.
too.
Yeah, because I know things
Mhm.
cost money, like your music
Oh,
and
yeah.
rental
Oh, yeah.
space and things
Mhm,
like that,
sure,
so,
sure.
well, that's wonderful. All right, and what else would you like to tell us about?
Well, the band's going to have its 80th birthday
Yes.
next March.
Yes,
The
yes,
first date of the first rehearsal
Mhm.
it will be 80 years old.
wow,
It was 1946 when it formed, and the band formed particularly with the people in mind, the troops that were coming home after World War II.
oh,
So in 1944, there was the New Ulm Civic Music Committee, a group of people under
Okay.
the leadership of Raymond Meidel, had a committee that began to look together how to try to obtain the legislation necessary for that city band tax, and also thinking about what kind of music they wanted to be available to the community in New Ulm. Prior to that, there are lots of bands in New Ulm and some great bands, but they were all either privately owned or they were military bands. So the Civic Music Committee in 1944 identified 4, call them genres of music that they wanted to have for the community. And one was the Concord Singers that were already in existence.
mm-hmm,
They had the idea of a civic choir. Concord Singers were for men. Civic choir could be men and women.
sure, okay,
civic orchestra, which would be string music, violins, cellos, and so on, and the municipal band, which was not yet in existence.
Wow, that's interesting, and that goes all the way back to 1944. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what is special about the municipal band?
You know, there's several things I think make it really special. One is it's the first band that was open to women.
Crazy.
You look at the old photographs of the bands in New Ulm, it was all men.
Wow.
Maybe it came from the Rosie the Riveter phenomenon during World War II,
Yeah,
but it's only made the band better.
wonderful, wonderful.
And another thing that's unique about the New Ulm Municipal Band is that it invites students to participate.
Good.
There are a lot of bands who seek a level of professionalism that comes from being adult musicians. But New Ulm, from the beginning of the municipal band, 79 years ago, wanted students to be part of it.
Wow.
I have to tell you something I did last evening. I was a very proud grandparent.
Oh,
Went to the New Ulm High School
yes.
where they had an awards program for the fine arts programs
Good.
at the students who participate in the band, the choir, the Knowledge Bowl, and the theater. And I was so proud that 10 of the students who were given awards have participated either currently or recently in the New Ulm Municipal Band.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And if you're worried
Yeah.
about professionalism, these students were
Don't
given the
lack any-
highest award
Yeah.
possible.
Wow.
They go to state competitions and competitions that could even be considered national.
Wow.
And they win awards there
How
too.
impressive.
So they make the band stronger too.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think there's nothing as rewarding as sitting next to a child, an adolescent, playing with them, learning from them, teaching them what I know.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's an
that's-
exchange.
That's a good point too, what Dan brought up is we have these students playing alongside seasoned musicians.
Yes.
These students that are starting at 12, 15 years old, they play through their high school career, plus they play alongside of people who have been in the band 20, 30, 40 years. And so here we have 15-year-olds playing next to 80-year-olds
Yeah.
or 80 plus, and we've had people in their 90s playing
Yeah.
in the band, and it's just good to see the age
Yeah.
range that
Well,
we
and
have.
I would guess that education goes both ways in that age, in that age gap. There's something to be learned from both sides of that, isn't there?
And there's a mutual respect there, too.
Absolutely.
Yes, and
Yeah.
everybody works so well together
Yeah.
that,
That is really impressive. I love to hear that. That's probably something a lot of us didn't know about, so.
And we can currently have at least one student who's from Cathedral High School.
Okay,
Don, you know better than I do, probably some from Minnesota Valley Lutheran as well.
yes, in the past we have, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right.
that is great. Again, we talk about this community collaboration stuff. I just think it's just what keeps us so unique here, and that's wonderful. Well, thanks for sharing about that, but I hear now you guys have a book that you're working on as well.
Yeah. With the 80th anniversary coming up, we'd like to write a history book that both preserves the history of the band and is to try to guarantee future success of the band.
Perfect.
It'll include the photographs and stories of people who've been in band music, instrumental music in New Ulm since its very beginning
Wow.
in the mid-1850s. We have over 300 photographs to choose from.
Wow.
And we'll have testimonials, we'll have interviews from people who've been interested in the band.
Wow. Well, then, and when do you expect that that'll be coming out?
Well, it'll come out next March. That's
Oh,
the deadline we have
okay,
in mind.
Okay. Lot to be done.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at present, we're offering to the public to be able to purchase a book for $25, and we'll get it to you once it's printed next March. And that book will be available at our concerts. We'll have a purchase order that people can sign and plunk down their $25.
Yeah.
And we hope to have a downtown book launch set up
Sounds
probably
very
during Bavarian
appropriate.
Blast when there are a lot of shoppers in town.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, and I would imagine then those proceeds for that will fund the program as well.
They will. You know, this is a book that's probably going to be a limited edition.
Sure.
And I'm authoring the book together with some other people. I don't get a nickel out of it.
Right? Yeah.
The band doesn't either.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
And so the cost of publishing the book will exceed what we obtain
Oh.
in sales.
Okay.
And so a number of people have been very gracious in donating funds for us to
Wow,
help
that's
publish the book.
wonderful. That's good to hear.
And we're always looking for extra donors.
Absolutely. You know what? That's kind of the name of the game, is that this stuff doesn't happen for free. So
Yep.
if you've got a passion for things like this, and I know everybody loves music, we know a place that can definitely put it to good use. So don't be afraid to reach out. Is there a way people can get a hold of you to make a donation or volunteer something or other?
I suspect contact one of us.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yep.
That would probably be the best.
Dan
Yes.
Grabner, Don
Yeah.
Yurok.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Either Dan Grebner or Don
Year up.
Yurok.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share? This has all been so informative.
I think the purpose of the book was just to get something down on concrete that
Yeah.
we have a long and illustrious history, and
Yeah.
we just want to make sure that that's put down on
Absolutely.
paper.
Yeah, we need to preserve that. You
Yes.
know, I'm 62. Actually, I'm not. I'm 63. But I learned more about municipal band. I've always enjoyed them, but I just learned more about them than I have in all of those years. So I appreciate learning more, and I look forward to that book. And you're right, we have to preserve that history, because if somebody doesn't write it down, we're not all going to be
That's right.
around to be able to tell it in years to
right.
come. So thank you
Yeah.
for making that effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, congratulations on everything. Congratulations, happy birthday to you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful summer with everything. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming in
Mhm.
and sharing
Thank
with
you.
us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for having
Absolutely,
us.
our pleasure. And now I would like to thank all of you for joining us and for sticking with us through this wonderful program. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with NewCat, which films this segment every month. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from Prairie Lakes Arts Council, and without their generous support, this program would not be possible. So thank you so much for watching.